Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Gale caught. Great ball movement. Marquette's three is good. I love the way that Michigan is swinging it.
Michigan State up 22-9 on the glass. Oh, Cohen Carr said no. Uh-oh, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Cohen Carr.
Hands it off to Hoiberg coming to it. Top of the circle to Mast, elbow right, Butenjel. Back left side to Mast, the pump fake and the drive. The spin, left lane line. Tries to post his defender up over the left shoulder with a hook shot. Got it to tie it. So Rink Mast with a nice slick move with that little baby hook. Hoiberg drives, layup up and good. Needed that. The Huskers did badly. Hoiberg with his third and fourth points. Under a minute to go in the half. Rebound Jacobson. Huskers with the ball. 11 seconds to go. You can score here. You're the last team to score. Hoiberg to Mast. Mast fumbles the ball, gets it back, flips it off to Jacobson. It's on the mark. It's good. Holy smokes, was that a big three by Jacobson. Huskers ball. 39-36 Iowa. 14-16 to go in Iowa City. The inbounds pass Jamarcus to Hoiberg. And now on a curl and Sandfort square shoot. Scores! 3-ball Sandfort. He's got the single season 3-point record. Just passed up Kerry Cohorn, his 90th three of the year. And that ties this puppy up at 39.
Good morning. Welcome in. Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, DB?
How we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Show contributor, Kerry Cohorn.
Has he been on before?
No, he just texts.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, Kerry, what's up?
Oh, he's a good dude. Very intentional about his hoops.
I met him at a basketball camp once.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was there as kind of like the celebrity guest speaker at the end there.
Old Kerry Cohorn.
I don't think he was old at the time.
It was funny, too. He was doing a little sit-down with one of the recruiting sites. I can't remember which one. And he was saying, yeah, it'd be pretty cool to play in Coach Hoiberg's system. A lot of freedom. They push the pace. They allow you to play through misses. Not saying that Collier didn't allow me to play through misses, but we were very deliberate. Shaky ball handling. We walked the ball up the court a lot. Didn't get up a lot of shots. I was like, is this passive-aggressive? He's just keeping it a buck.
I think he also would have just liked to play in any modern system.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day. Didn't get a lot of three-point shots up in general.
Nope, not at all. Not at all.
Great shooter, though. Great shooter.
Fantastic shooter.
He was ahead of his time.
Yeah, he could shoot that thing. Nebraska, I mean, that list is very interesting.
The three-point shooter list?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at it in its entirety.
You got like an Alex White reference. You got Ray Galapagos Island. Remember first year Ray or second year Ray?
Yeah, I do.
So with Gallegos, I always think cookies, unfortunately, with the whole talk the last couple of days, because galletas is Spanish for cookies.
Is it?
So I always used to say, Ray, get your cookies, even though it was Gallegos Islands.
No, that's Galapagos.
Okay, them too.
Almost. You're so close.
Them too. But yeah, there's some real randos on the old top 5 3-point shooting.
I've got it right here.
Makes in a season.
I've got it here. We got Pryce Sandfort, number 1 now. Kerry Cohorn, number 2. Do you know who number 3 is? He's pretty recent, within the last decade.
Oh, shoot. I thought that was White.
Oh, yeah. Andrew White. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then you got your guy, grab your cookies.
Yeah, Galletas.
And then there's another one within the last decade. And then number 6 is the name I was thinking of. That is an obscure one. But number 5 is within the last decade.
Obscure?
No, this one's not as obscure. Number 6, I think, only played 1 year at Nebraska, and it was pre-transfer portal era, so it was a weird time. But focus on 5 first.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In the last decade?
Yeah, he had 82. Not someone I think of as a shooter. But maybe that's just my perception. I could check his percentages because I could be wrong.
He made 82 of them?
I'm right. Yeah. Yeah, he made 82.
You're throwing me.
You want it?
Yeah.
Glenn Watson.
Oh, wow. Deep cut.
Yeah, like
So that was like, what, 18 or 19?
18, 19. Yeah.
Old headband. That's what I used to call
Yeah.
him.
That
The
is
old show. I used to call him headband.
not a guy I think like shooter.
Glenn made 82 trees?
Yeah. Shot 34%. So he was taking a lot of them.
Huh. So that's got to bump Casey down to what, 9 or 10 or off the list?
Casey's 10. There's a
10,
couple.
11.
There's a couple of old heads on, not old heads, but like what you would think would be on this list.
Got to be there twice, doesn't he?
He is. He is also on for 2001 and 0102. He is 7.
So I need 8.
So they're okay. So you need 6, 8, 9, and you got 10.
Oh, Claude, have mercy.
So 6 is this century. There's only one guy pre-2000 on here.
Lou.
Yep. He is at 9. Well, tied for 7th, but 79.
How many did he make? 70-some?
78.
Good bull, DB.
Number 6 is, I don't think you'll come up with this name. I have a weird fascination with this guy. Would have been, yeah, it was this century. I think he only played 1 year at Nebraska. Let me double check.
3s made in a season.
Okay, he played 1.5. Was very, very good as a freshman. Kind of fell off as a sophomore and then was never heard from again, at least around Nebraska. I don't think he played college basketball again.
I'm drawing a blizzy.
Joe McCray.
Oh, God. So that's a bad year. That's 05, right?
0405. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blind spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He
Do you know why I know Joe McCray?
uh-uh.
Because Nebraska's football had some punt returners in the hunt, and one of them was a McCray.
Oh, yeah.
So I famously talked about hyping one of these guys up.
Yeah.
So the McCray thing, 0405 makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
He was
another good pull by myself.
That is a well, you didn't get that one.
I got the year.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I mean, and go figure. That's hard.
No, that's what I told you. I was like, this one is that one.
Yeah,
is,
that's hard.
That's the hardest one on the list. Was that all of them? No, you're missing one. Very recent. Very recent.
And Tominaga's 10.
Mm-hmm. More recent than Tominaga.
It's not Bryce.
Nope. If I give you another hint, you're going to get it. It's too easy.
All right, go.
Still on the team. Officiating.
Oh, yeah. He had 79 last year.
Yep.
78.
Yep. He's
yeah. So I forgot because he's not playing.
Yeah.
He's like a videographer TikTok guy.
Well, he's laying hands on people when they get hurt too.
Yeah. That's okay.
Oh, it's just that's
Reverend Officiating.
Yeah. Laying hands isn't like praying, not like throwing hands. I don't want people to get confused here.
That's like I exorcise the demons.
Yeah.
I get up out of his body and have him walk again, I say.
Is your congregation a big laying of hands people?
No.
Okay.
No.
That was a big thing when I was like growing up.
Did they like push you over when you fell down and you're like, hey, that's not really
no,
push me?
That's Benny Hinn. That's a different thing.
Well, I mean, it's close.
No one else at my church looked like me. Let me make that clear. Besides Raj. You know the funniest thing so my dad's Hindu, right? So he didn't go to church with us most of the time.
Yeah.
Unless one of us kids was doing something. And so
what does that mean? Like cooking?
No, like if we were like in the choir or if one of us was preaching or something like that.
Did you sing?
Yeah.
You used to preach? Were you a hooper?
I went
like did you like
I went to school. I went to school to be a preacher. Like yes, there was
would you have been a hooper though?
No, not really. I was more like tell a story, a little funny anecdote, you know. You know me, I'm always looking for
Reverend L3.
Even
I think I may call you Rev from here on out.
even back then, like I was kind of looking for the hot take angles. I was like, is this what this really means? Yeah. People didn't like that.
Or just or Berean post their time.
Yeah, they just
or more like Thomas. You asked a lot of questions.
Probably a mix. Probably somewhere nice, like if Thomas was a Berean, somewhere in there. If Tomas.
Oh, L3.
Reverend
Lulu.
Yeah, so like if we were doing something, then Dad would show up. But a lot of times, especially with new people, my mom would have my sisters who look white, and then
although kind of.
Well, they're lighter complexion.
Yeah.
They have very Indian features, but they're lighter complexion than my brother and I. And but then they'd have me and my brother, and so they'd be like,
I pointed like she's still over there watching tennis.
It's been like
she's not over here.
It's been like a year and a half.
I know. Well, that's my frame of reference.
That's your only frame of reference for
it.
And so they'd be like, "Oh, did you adopt these two?" And she's like, "Nope, they're all mine."
Yeah, I think that would be very, very tough.
Yeah,
that's almost as bad as the "Are you pregnant?" and being wrong.
Yeah. I used to, and like when I was
just don't say anything.
When I was a kid, I actually had a moment. Like you, because you had a story where you had several of your friends like losing weight and it wasn't for good reasons.
Yeah, I was a principal at a former elementary that I used to do this thing called Family Leadership Institute.
And I saw somebody this weekend that I thought looked like they had lost some weight and looked really good, but I was like, you gave me a moment of hesitation.
Yeah, it's like Saturday morning. You're like waiting for 35 families to like roll in, and I'm setting up the donuts, and he opens the building for me because we had 3 rotating sites so families could get to a school that's close to their neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And this happened to be super far down north. And I said, "Oh, hey, such and such. Man, you look fantastic, man. What's going on?" "Yeah, it's a divorce." It's like, oh, my bad.
I will say that divorce diet did wonders for me too. I lost weight like that.
Yeah, it went the other way for me.
I mean, it's a toss-up.
I'm like, how? Why are you getting so fit? Because I'm about to leave your ass. That's why. Any more questions, Damon? No, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, I can move.
It's fun to joke now.
I wouldn't call it fun.
Oh, okay. I would.
Wow. Good morning.
I mean, about mine. I like to joke about mine a lot.
Oh.
You know what's a fun game here is to see what guys are on the 3-point field goal attempts list that are not on the makes list.
Oh, shoot. That'd be like James Palmer? No.
Yep. James Palmer is on the list.
Fudge. That dude used to make it rain.
There are several guys that are way higher on the attempts list than they are on the makes list. But
Palmer used to shoot that thing.
Man, he had zero conscience.
I mean, dude was open when he left. He got in the gym.
So
how about Thor?
Thor's not on there. Watson and Palmer are actually right next to each other. They both had 214 attempts that year.
That's
only Watson made the makes list.
That's ludicrous. It really
and Watson didn't shoot a good percentage, so I gotta see what Palmer shot.
Who's the guy that everybody got mad at, but he was actually pretty good?
Good Lord, that's not James. Don't take that many if you're shooting that. Oh wow,
28,
31.
Yeah. He used to drive.
That's some like Russell Westbrook stuff right there.
He used to drive my guy, degenerate Aaron, crazy.
Sure.
He didn't like. Who else used to get on his nerve? Oh, this dude would have a meltdown over Cam Mack.
Oh yeah.
I mean, a grade A certified
Prairie View A&M's finest.
He's like, yeah, did not like Cam Mack. By the way, he went to the game Saturday and saw a lot of the Sunday and saw a lot of the old heads. Saw my guy Jerome Boone. I said, send me a picture.
Yeah.
My former brother-in-law came back, Derek Chandler. There was Carl Hay or DePriest Owens came back.
Yeah.
Some of those guys, man, didn't want to come back because they had put on weight. I said, man, it's okay. Come on back.
It's like we're old. Everybody put on weight. It's fine.
Well, not all of us.
Well, a lot of them. A lot of people have.
You know,
Not everybody, but
so yeah,
do you want to guess the other guy that's on the attempts list but not on the makes list? He's better than Palmer, but this is not surprising.
Petway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's very polarizing.
He's number 4 all time on attempts.
He helped your boy Timmy get on a heater.
He shot almost the exact same percentage from 3 that James Palmer did.
Yeah, those were like the anti this year's team.
Yeah, we like to call those volume shooters.
Hey, can I get into something real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. What's up?
So I teased this like a month ago.
Okay.
And I gave you the percentages. I gave you the statistics of Big Ten play. And I said, hey, we kind of need to change the narrative. It's not just about his scoring because he hasn't really scored the ball well.
Oh, about Mast?
We need to have other discussions about his
playmaking and yeah, I remember that.
Can we go back to that? Because I think that's an issue.
I 100% think it's an issue.
I'll take the scoring, but that's too easy.
Yeah, no,
but he hasn't really done that anyway.
The offense is bogged down pretty dramatically, and I think you can point directly to his inability to kind of orchestrate things from the top of the key.
Yeah, it used to be really, really fluid. It is very, very clunky. And it's not just him. I'm just saying I don't want to hear Rink needs to – that's –
the scoring isn't the most important thing he brings to the table.
Yeah, I
for that
need
offense.
more basketball takes.
Yeah.
That's not really what it is. Because you could see this coming even when they were winning.
Yes, because he wasn't facilitating the way he needed to.
That's
People
why
were just making
game
more
by
shots.
game. I said, hey, so what I think I asked, was it Robin? I say, so what are we really saying? Because we're not talking about just scoring.
Well, I mean, some people are, but they shouldn't be.
You know what I mean? But and you know, they're in a little bit of a dilemma because
they got some decisions to make about playing time.
Yeah, I don't know what you can do with Frager if he's not scoring, because you've seen the last 2.5 games.
He was getting worked.
Teams go at him.
And here's I don't know if it's a thing where Nebraska has to not switch as aggressively, because Iowa was just running him off of stuff until he got on Sturts.
Yeah.
Like they're like 100% Hoiberg is not guarding
they
you.
Would wait. They
just waited it out.
Patient.
Yeah, they just waited it out.
You know, it was like a little ghost
screen away, and then
weird,
and then swing the ball, and they were just Sturts would get rid of it super quick when Hoiberg or even Sandfort was on him.
I thought Sean Morris was going to lose his mind, because it happened more than twice, but the first 2 times that Frager gave up buckets, he was like, he went hard.
It was bad. I mean, it was pretty bad.
He was like, inexplicably, and I can't believe. And I'm like, even now, he ended up being right, because it happened again and again.
Yeah.
But he was quick to point out how he took away the weak hand and let him go dominant. And I just was like, yeah, that must have been was that in the pregame notes?
I would say that's got to be a scouting report thing that Hoiberg talked about.
Yeah,
when they talked to him,
that just struck me as
it's too specific.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, it's too
especially that early.
Yeah, it's too
because they were still in the teams.
Yeah, it's too specific for it to just be, hey, randomly, whatever.
Yeah, so
I don't
it might have been in the coaches' meeting.
Yeah, Hoiberg might have been like, hey, we got to make sure we get Sturts away from his dominant hand, make him go weak side a little bit, just whatever. That would make sense to me. I also part of the thing with Frager is within the context of the rest of the team, it stands out a lot.
Yeah.
So it seems really,
because everybody else seems pretty connected
and so sound. Like they might get beat, but it's not because they gave up the wrong hand, right? Like if Hoiberg gets beat, it's not because he got the scouting report wrong, right? Like that just doesn't happen. If Cale Jacobson gets beat, it's not because he got the scouting report wrong. It's because somebody made a great move, got by him, he got screened, whatever. It's not because he just opened his hips the wrong way and gave Sturts his dominant hand. Like that's not a thing that's happening to anybody else on that team. So it stands out really, really aggressively.
Do you know? So you don't have anything else?
No, I just have scores up.
What did Iowa shoot from the floor?
Oh, it couldn't have been very good. That was a pretty poor offensive game on both sides. I would guess right at 40.
They shot 33%.
Good Lord. What was Nebraska at?
40.
Okay, they were right at 40. I assumed both were pretty close.
What did Nebraska shoot from behind the arc?
That had to be mid-20s.
20.8%.
Yeah, you're not going to win a lot of games doing that.
Iowa only made one more three.
Yeah, but Iowa controlled that entire game.
I
think pace-wise and
yes,
stylistically,
yes.
that game was.
And there is that statistic.
Yeah. Game control, I think is. I don't know.
Is it
that might be football.
Is it DVO? It's anything. Yeah, it's something. But yeah, you're right. Like
Iowa played that game exactly how they wanted to. I get that there were stretches where they weren't in control, but that game played out exactly how Iowa wants basketball games to play out.
I just think for whatever the reason, I think. Does Lawrence need more shot attempts?
He does, yes. He 100% does. I think people forgot about him, even on the team.
Because why does Hoiberg get the good looks?
Well, I think teams probably don't respect Hoiberg the way they do Jamarcus Lawrence as a pure scorer. So,
and I think he was only 25% from the floor last night, but
he got a lot of open looks. And Lawrence, I think you have to set more stuff up for Lawrence because in terms of
I don't know.
Well, especially if you're not getting scoring from Mast, if Hoiberg's not shooting it well, Sandfort didn't shoot it particularly well.
It doesn't make a ton of sense because Lawrence is the better natural ball handler.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Sam may be quicker.
Yeah.
So that probably – and some of it is temperament too.
Yes.
Sam's pretty aggressive.
Yeah, he'll – as soon as he sees an opening, he'll go.
And Jamarcus is a little more chill.
Yeah. Which is why I think you almost have to not force feed him, but you have to kind of force the issue a little bit more with Lawrence because if you have other guys not shooting the ball well and you're struggling offensively, Nebraska went through huge stretches last night where they just could not make – several 4, 5, 6 minute stretches where they could not get a field goal.
Yeah.
At some point, you have to look and say, oh, who do I have here that's capable? And Jamarcus Lawrence is always on that list. You got to figure out a way to get him a look.
Yeah.
Because how many field goal attempts did he have?
6.
Yeah, that's not enough.
And I think 6. Double check, because I'm not on it.
Yeah, I'll bring the box up.
I think he was 3 of 6.
3 for 6.
But the problem also is just too many opportunities not rebounding the basketball.
Yeah, the offensive rebounds were a problem.
Well, they're trending in the wrong direction.
And I get that.
That's how Purdue got them.
Yes, but with Purdue, you a little bit more expect it with their size and physicality.
I expect it with Illinois, right? Illinois gets almost 14 offensive rebounds a game.
100%, yeah. Purdue, I think you give them the benefit of the doubt because they're always a super big physical team. So you're like, it kind of makes sense against Purdue. Probably giving them too much credit, but I get it.
Clough and TK are.
I know.
This ain't Zach Edey.
No, but Clough gave Nebraska problems.
Yeah.
With Iowa, it's like, okay, this is concerning. We're at a point where this is concerning in terms of the offensive rebounds. And honestly, for me, we're at a point where it's concerning about the offensive flow, the offensive cohesion.
It's just two things for me. And I just even when they win, I harped on it. They don't get enough easy shots.
Yeah.
You need more points in the paint.
Yeah.
And they don't rebound the basketball.
I think there's in a vacuum, the loss itself is not that concerning. It was the game they were most likely to lose on the rest of the way out.
Yeah.
But the way it looked, I do have they've got to clean some things up before the end of the season.
And I just don't think you can't have three guys
not play well.
Not play well.
Yeah. Sanfort's 3 for 7, only gets 7 field goal attempts.
So the possessions are squeezed. This is one of those games I think you have to be careful.
Sure, your possession game.
Yeah, it's a low possession game.
Yeah.
I don't think you can just look at the shot distribution.
Sure.
Now maybe shot selection, but you're just not gonna get a ton of shots.
Yeah. No, I get that. And that's a fair point.
I wish they would play through the post a little more.
Yeah, I don't how comfortable is Rink back to the basket though?
So he's so deliberate though.
Yeah.
So the problem is he's a back dribble down guy. Maybe on an entry. where the action happens quicker. But the dribble, shuffle, dribble, back, down. Like, it just takes too long.
And if he doesn't score,
maybe you can initiate it from like a pin down or like, just a little slip, dump it down, and let him go to work from there.
Yeah.
Kind of how I'd like to see him use Berke.
Yeah, well, and they did a couple times with Berke, and he got good looks. And they did. There was one with Mast.
If you just take a deep breath,
he'd be fine.
He has good post moves.
Yeah, he does. He just gets sped up. He
just rushes.
Yeah, he gets sped up. I think he panics is too strong of a word, but I think he gets worried that there's too much stuff coming.
I don't really count paint touches as backing guys down off the bounce.
No, because you're not compromising the defense.
Oh, and it's super clunky.
The only reason I care about paint touches at all is compromising the defense.
No, you need them. It needs to happen.
But that isn't what we're.
It needs to happen significantly quicker.
And I think differently, right? Like you can get a piece of the paint if Ring Mass is backing a guy down from the elbow, and nothing has changed for their defense. They can still guard everybody the way they want to. And that's not useful for Nebraska.
Yeah, you're going to laugh.
Maybe.
It's almost like, and I know I'm supposed to just be a football or a baseball guy, but clearly I know what I'm talking about with hoops.
Mm-hmm.
You laughed a month ago when I brought up Garcia. And I said, maybe it's not just a Garcia. And listen,
I need a
little maturity.
Else, okay.
I'm not saying it has to be Garcia himself, but he's the most likely candidate.
There's not a lot.
I need a long guy to come off the bench and like do something for me.
Yeah.
I need a guy. Like you're out of options.
No, and I understand that. I understand what you mean. My issue is just I don't think he can provide that. I know he's the most likely option. I get that.
I don't need him to score.
Yeah.
I don't. Like, if he does, that's cool. I need a long, tough defender. Like, maybe not a defender, but an active, long guy. I need somebody to, like, just be athletic.
I totally understand that. The problem I start having with Garcia is he doesn't know he doesn't have to score. That's the problem. Is he gets out there and he's like, I'm long and athletic. We did that on the defensive end. Let's go get J-Rod some buckets.
J-Rod. Wow.
That's his offensive alter ego is J-Rod.
Oh, J-Rod.
That's my problem. I understand your point. I don't think he has enough awareness of his role on this team to be like, yep, I don't need to shoot it here unless I am under the basket.
You know what I should have locked up last night?
What's that?
Although quietly between TK and I told him if I was rich, I would have bet the farm on Iowa. Because he kept giving me the data.
Yeah.
And I would periodically ask him. I'd say, hey, where are we with this? Or where are we with that? And he would tell me. And I'm like, I'm out with the dogs. I sat in my backyard along the noise-canceling fence and just lost myself for a second.
Yeah. Just chilled.
Zoe pulled the screen door open, and she said, what are you doing out there? I was like, I'm thinking. But anyway. I was talking to TK, and I was like, TK, I'm like, this is the same thing. It doesn't happen often, but it was like true like reverse line movement where all the money was coming in on Nebraska. And I said, well, what's the money line?
But the line was going the other way.
And he's like, oh, it's like 73% on Nebraska. And I said, TK, I like my university more than I like money, so I'm cool, but like I'm just telling you. Like,
yeah. The part that would have been concerning for me was Nebraska open -1.5. They closed +1.5.
Cross the zero.
Anytime you're crossing the zero.
And the money was on Nebraska.
Yeah. Anytime, especially if the money's going one way and the line's going the other way, that's super concerning.
So I thought something was going on because at like 2:30 the game wasn't on the board.
Oh, you thought somebody got hurt or something? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And it was like that for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, they pulled it.
Yeah.
That's super. Maybe they were trying to examine the public money coming in.
Well, TK said that's when the injury reports come out.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
So they just waited.
And Nebraska's was pretty clean for once, though.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, once you cross zero, like we got problems.
But you know the one I should have locked up, though?
Which one?
What I tell you is a horrible matchup for Michigan.
Oh, Purdue.
Yeah. Purdue will never beat Michigan.
Michigan's a horrible matchup for Purdue. Yeah.
They could play 10 times, and Michigan will win every time.
They got worse.
That's not
too.
even a hot take. I told you that in the schedule.
Yeah, they got
You
worse.
gave me
too.
the last 7 games. I'm like,
Yeah,
Purdue
you
can't-
weren't worried about Purdue at all in that stretch for Michigan.
Purdue can't beat Michigan.
Their last 3 for Michigan is where it's at in terms of
That is.
maybe they'll catch
I mean,
some
did you
losses.
watch any of that?
Yeah, I watched most of the second half.
That's like pillar to post.
Yeah,
And I don't know if you're always going to get that from Cadeau, but they're too strong and athletic in the backcourt, and Clough can't move.
yeah. If you've got bigs that can move, Clough is
He just.
which is why I was frustrated with Nebraska against them.
I mean, did you watch him try to run the court with those guys?
Yes. I'm not a huge Clough fan.
If I was a Purdue guy,
Mhm.
like sometimes you just need to foul a guy hard.
Yeah.
Kaufman-Renn lets people do things to him that he shouldn't for his skill set.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just got to give,
Just gotta make him feel you.
like let a naysayer know. What?
I wasn't familiar with that terminology.
Oh, I saw that on a band one time in an SEC title game.
Yeah. Was that the Jalen Hurts deal?
I don't think it was the other black guy, Jalen Melrose.
They're both named Jalen, in my defense, and they both played for Alabama. And I think they both wore the same number. Did they both wear 4? Or no, Hurts wore 1.
Hurts wore 2.
Hurts. He wore 2 at okay. To be fair, quarterback Alabama, first name Jalen. That's not a bad miss. That's not a bad miss.
Okay. Who's this?
Who do we got today? I can't see him.
Well, you can use your camera, can't you?
That's my. Is that Addison? I got a bad angle here.
Oh, use your camera. I'm not gonna let you off the hook because you don't know black people.
Yeah, it's Addison.
Okay.
And then we got DBK. I got that one.
That's yeah.
Well, yesterday I thought Rob Orich might have been Benny McLaughlin. So
I forgot to tell him that. So we need a Benny Mac head. We do not have.
We don't have a Benny Mac head?
No, I do not have a Benny Mac head.
Nebraska City folks, let's go.
I do have John Baylor. That's a new one.
Oh, that's a good one.
I have a lot of new ones.
You have do you say you have Micah?
My Micah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta bring Micah out.
When he does something.
He does the seatbelt thing all the time, doesn't he?
So he's he's totally gonna be that kid.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Just Thursday.
Yeah.
Coach Wood sent a nice message. Hey, like I showed you the message. He was on his way. He said, I'm gonna enjoy recruiting him. This, that, and the other.
Yeah.
So I was asking Micah about a couple of coaches that came to see him, and he's like, I don't know. I said, and keep in mind it's early. He's talked to 4 schools.
Yeah.
And he's 16.
Yeah, he's not in. Hasn't had his.
He's like, yeah, I don't know.
Doesn't know about what.
So what is it that you don't know about?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just kind of want to go somewhere where I don't know, like, what's Coach Jackson think? I say, hey, we're not doing this. This is at the dinner table. It's just me and him too. I said, we're not doing this. Like, we have 2 years of this.
Well, you don't want to hang out. Want him to hang out with Coach Jackson?
There's just no. His process is different. He goes, how was such and such? I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Are they inviting me to talk, or do they want to talk to me? Like, what do they want to? I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. Here we go. They're gonna sit you down for 5 minutes and be like, yep, bye. Oh.
I think he has a terrific temperament for a corner.
Yeah. Well, he's moving inside now.
Oh, we'll see how that goes.
It's good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I like his temperament as like a defensive back. Like he not going to be phased if something goes bad.
Yeah. So he won't be coming up here. I think I've only used Caleb once.
You can bring Caleb back out.
I think the whole family's made the rounds except for Zoe.
You could bring Caleb and Micah both out. You haven't brought Micah up yet at all.
All right. I mean, it's got to fit.
Just do the little brotherly love up there. No?
No.
Nothing?
We were in Lincoln all day Sunday morning or all morning Sunday morning. And I told you, he's like, well, you'd think my brother could come check us out and, coach me up a little bit. But Nah. Pretty far going to North Lincoln. You see, you don't even know directions. Well, it's called Lincoln Northwest, Dad. It's north. Get out of my car.
Oh, I love that kid.
I said, hey, do you want to drive? Get used to the interstate? Nah, we're good. Let's just get to where we're going.
Yeah.
Let's just get to where we're going.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of like him.
It's fine. How about
DBK?
Why DBK?
She fired off an interesting tweet during the game last night.
Literally. Interesting.
No, I'm past that.
Well, I wonder what she meant.
It had to be the officiating, right?
She goes, I don't tweet much, but let's just say this game is interesting?
Interesting.
Question mark. What do you mean, DBK? I thought, so this is the second night in a row. I thought a call swung a ton of juice in the game. What I missed?
No, just the boys put up a graphic.
So you guys think that's what it was?
So what call? Which call specifically are you talking about?
So there's two.
Okay.
The screen on Mass was atrocious,
Horrifying,
and it was a critical
It
possession.
was terrible call.
But why did we just gloss over
The over and back?
Man,
That wasn't an over and back. You have to have all 3 points over. The ball never crossed half court.
like that's bad.
And also, let's not pretend like both times Nebraska had to challenge. It was obviously off of Iowa.
What took so long on the
second one?
Sturts?
Dude, I don't understand it. And here's the thing that I get they got the ball back, but they were out of challenges then. Like that matters.
Dude, I was.
If you're gonna have limited challenges, even when you get them right, the refs have to do better than that. They can't just because then
I thought the screen was a killer.
Yeah, it was.
Because you gave up a possession the other way,
Yeah.
which brings me back to Houston
Mm-hmm.
and Iowa State.
Okay.
It's literally a 3-point miss.
Yeah.
Legit 3 points. It's like Iowa State's down one, maybe 67-66.
Yep.
Right around there. And the refs think it's a kick.
Yeah.
And part of it is Kelvin Sampson's fault too. Because when your guy goes over to you and he says, "No, coach, that was my hand." You can read his lips. He's like, "That was my hand."
Yeah.
Not a kick, because they stopped the game and it's a live ball turnover.
Yeah.
Tech's going 2 on half,
Mm-hmm.
a half the other way. They blow the whistle. They call it a kick. It goes back to Iowa State, and freshman phenom bangs him for a 3.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't miss that call in a
Not
game
in that situation.
in a game like that, because
No.
it was pivotal. But I thought the succession of that, and I'm like, I'm not a big, officiating's hard, and just ask Fran Fraschilla. They get 95% of it right. So what are we talking about?
He
had a great analogy though. He said, "Why don't fans complain about a 63% free throw shooter?"
We do.
And I was like, I think they do.
Literally every fan I know, anytime anyone misses any free throws, is furious.
I was like,
Also, here's the thing. I get it's not that dramatic. There's some jobs 95% is not good enough.
yeah, I think officiating is though.
I don't know. Especially, listen,
But it's so bang bang.
not all 5% is created equal. Like
No,
if
so the specifics I'm talking about, like those are point changers. It's how I feel in
And they're-
football.
yeah.
It's how I feel in football about missed calls. Like not all bad calls are like created
Yeah.
equal.
100%. But like when you're staring, and not just the context of the game, but also when you're staring at Jamarcus Lawrence at half court. That referee was even with half court.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Like, I don't know how you missed that. Like, that's an egregiously bad call. That is not the same as a 5% on a bang block charge call where it could literally go either way. Like, that's not the same
and the thing
thing.
about that the thing about that is in a low possession game,
Possessions are huge.
like those empty
Those possessions are huge. I mean,
empty trips are tough.
Iowa had 7 more attempts, field goal attempts than Nebraska. And in a game with that few field goal attempts, that's huge. That's a huge number. I mean, when Iowa got up 5, I was like, oh, that might be insurmountable. At that point in the game, the way Nebraska was playing offense and the number of possessions that were left, did not feel great about it.
Yeah.
It felt like an 8 to 10 point lead because of how the game was playing stylistically. So every one of those possessions feels like 2 or 3 normal possessions in a game.
When you have a team, because I think what Nebraska shoot, well, they high 70s from the foul line.
Yeah, 11 for 14, 79.
Okay, but Iowa only missed 1, right?
17 for 18.
Yeah, those are just. I mean,
that's two more. That's 2 more possessions right there.
You're just not getting a ton of possessions because Iowa didn't have anybody in the starting lineup, not a soul, come close to shooting 50% from the floor.
No, not even in the neighborhood.
So, like you need you have to figure that out. I mean, they just don't get enough easy buckets.
SJUTS was going to be closest, and he was at 37. What's 8 for 22? Is that like 37?
No, that's not close.
No, it's not 30.
I mean,
he's the closest.
Oh.
36-3, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's we're not in the neighborhood of 50% here.
Yeah. What do you do with Banks if you're Iowa?
I don't know, man. Like, you mean in terms of playing time? Like, what do you ask them to do?
They're so deliberate.
Yeah.
And they keep racking up wins.
I mean, this is part of the reason I am fascinated with Ben McCollum.
Yeah, you do honk.
Because
did you watch any of the post game?
No.
Okay.
The only thing I saw post game was the weird Fred Hoiberg video.
So, got pushed, knocked the phone out.
I think he knocked the phone out of his hand.
What was going on?
So, boys, do you have the video? Oh, here it is.
Yeah. What do they have? Okay. So everybody saw that one.
Yeah, that's the only one I've seen.
Hit that again, fellas.
One more time, guys. So this is post game. They're in the handshake line.
Ooh, that looked like a left hand jab.
It was pretty aggressive.
That's how I would teach the stiff arm when it's in your good arm, your strong arm.
It was pretty aggressive.
Pow. Okay. I wonder what happened.
I think
what's all the scuttlebutt?
It looked like a fan hopped into the line and was giving Fred some business.
Oh.
That's what it seemed like there was audio as well. That's what it seemed like because it sounded. Said something. I heard.
Shane, you're the great audio expert.
Where's
the foul? There's the foul.
Something.
Where's the foul? There's the foul. Shane, you're my audio expert. What was said?
Great game, buddy.
Oh, okay.
Is that what he said?
Game, buddy.
Nice game, buddy.
That's
pretty good. Yeah, good job, Shane. Good on you.
You should work for the feds.
And I was eating at the same time.
Yeah,
so.
no, I heard that.
Sorry.
No, you're okay.
Just not the Department of Justice. Fed's good. DOJ, I don't know.
Yeah, so it looked like some fan hopped in there and Fred wasn't
nice game, buddy.
Fred wasn't having it. Somebody on Twitter was trying to gas this thing up and be like, Fred assaulted a fan. I was like, he hit his phone out of his hand. Relax. It's not a great move, but it's not like he jumped somebody. Let's chill.
Nice game, buddy. People are wild.
Also, let's be honest. Let's say you're having a very bad day at work.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say someone who is, I'm going to go out on a limb and say intoxicated here. Probably not a huge limb.
Yeah, because you can have cockatiels.
And is that like a cockatoo? Is that like a bird?
I think you can have.
I think.
Yeah, it's wet, right?
Yeah, you can drink it at Iowa, I believe. Comes, shoves the phone in your face, and starts taunting you. You're telling me and not just you personally. I'm talking about the royal we. Yeah. I would guess at least half of our audience is slapping that phone out of somebody's hand.
Yeah.
Imagine your worst day at work. Pretty good chance somebody slapping the phone out of hand.
Yeah.
I don't think he hit him. It didn't seem like he hit him. It seemed like he slapped the phone out of his hand. Not that I'm saying it's a good move. I'm just saying context is important here.
So for whatever I am now.
Yeah.
Kind of an adult. I think the closest I came was probably Papio a couple years ago.
Oh, sure.
Handshake line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reasonably similar situation in terms of
Still chomping at the just say anything. Anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Ken, he means maturity, not age.
Yeah.
He says kind of an adult. Like, well,
I mean,
maybe.
I don't know, man.
No,
Although, and by the way,
yeah.
And you're gonna say my guy's riding with me, but he was with his son. So walking the dogs yesterday, Shane. So I see my man Lupe and his son.
Oh,
he's got the grandbabies with him. He did the whistle.
Hey.
Put the brakes on that little motorized thing. Won't be getting too far away from Grandpa. So I walked across the street.
Mm-hmm.
We're yapping it up. And he's like, "Look, man, I'm not bringing in no blankety blank cookies either." I said, "Yeah, Jose."
No, it's Lupe.
Yeah, him too. Yeah, Lupe. His son was like, "Yeah, no." And I said, "So why? Like, am I weird? I get so the toxic masculinity thing like shook me. I was like,
Did it?
I was like, am I really being like that?"
I don't think it's a toxic masculinity thing. I think it is your food preference towards meats is so strong.
It doesn't have to be meat. Bring flipping deviled eggs. Bring.
You would be mad if I brought deviled eggs.
They're probably not good, but I love deviled eggs.
You would be mad if I brought
deviled eggs are fire.
Dude, you would love Natasha. She makes crazy deviled eggs.
Chips and queso. Like, you have so many options.
Okay. I understand that.
So
and listen, I'm not saying,
but
I never said it was unanimous. I said you had 5.2%. Clearly,
yeah, I
Lupe.
didn't appreciate that response. He must be in the 5.2%.
Clearly,
it would be more than that.
Clearly, Lupe is in your 5.2.
Oh man, and you had Austin frame the poll question wrong.
I'm only going off the data we have.
He said, "Hell, I'd bring you tequila." I said, "I know you would, Lupe."
Some people prefer to chew their dessert.
I wonder if he cracked open what I left him for helping me out with my tire.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I got a new bottle the other day. I haven't cracked it open yet.
I didn't think you're a tequila guy.
How do you think I knew about Butterfly Cannon?
Oh, you could ask around. I never.
We've had this discussion a million times.
I've never seen you drink it than with me.
We've talked about Blanco versus.
I've never
Reposado.
seen you drink it other than with me.
I don't drink. I don't drink it super often.
Dude, you drink. Oh,
I drink a lot of seltzers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the secret.
Big seltzer guy.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Most of your drinks have a color, and they're of the pastel variety.
So
Where's the foul?
Depends on the seltzer. Some of them are clear.
Hey, I'm a big tequila sunrise guy.
No, not a big tequila sunrise guy.
Tequila.
Well, sometimes you have to dilute.
Shane, I still think he said theirs.
No, it's where's.
Where's the foul?
Where's the foul? See, DB, sometimes you've got bad tequila, and that's why you need to dilute it. That's the point.
Wait, so, no, 8 or 9 of us are at the house, man. And are you the one bringing cookies? I don't want to start this again. I'm just saying.
Keljam says if it's not toxic masculinity, don't bring up testosterone. It's got nothing to do with cookies. That's true. You did bring up testosterone yesterday.
I don't know. Did you see the lady that got in trouble for bringing brownies to school?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, she's about to do 5 to 10. Her brownies had a lot of testosterone in it.
Oof. Nobody wants that. Yeah, I understand what you meant.
Yeah. Would you have eaten cookies last night if you were having a watch party?
No. You know what I would have eaten last night?
What's that?
I wouldn't have eaten it, but I wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
And it started because Ryan told me about $10 all you can eat Long Johns on Sundays. I was like, yeah, man, like I got a coach that goes to the buffet. I'm going to do it.
They have a buffet at Long John?
I told you this story. Every Sunday at the Long Johns on Saddle Creek, and I turn it down. I've turned it down for a year and a half.
You just go, man. Just go.
How long do you think I could sit there?
Oh, all day.
For sure.
To this day.
For sure.
Yeah, you get.
I don't need the quiet puppies. I don't need the whatever fries they have. I'm eating fish, chicken, and scrimp.
See, this is part of the same mentality that keeps you away from cookies.
What
is you feel like you have everything is like competitive for you, right? So when you're there, you're like the cookies are just a waste.
Yeah, I just think it's really hard to be a good cookie.
I mean, there's definitely bad cookies, but it's not hard to be a good cookie.
I think it's very hard to be a good cookie.
And to be clear, this is more of a dessert all-encompassing conversation, not just cookies.
Listen,
because you're out on
fortunate
brownies.
I'm even entertaining the cookies.
You're out on cupcakes, which I don't know where the cupcake slander comes
this
from.
isn't like a couples thing, right? This is just dudes.
Yeah, I don't care. Like cookies are good, man. I don't know what the problem is.
I'll let the cookies ride, but you got into cupcakes and brownies.
Yeah, who cares?
Even DeMarinis had to draw the line at ice cream.
I mean, ice cream is just kind of a hassle, but I'm saying nobody's mad about it, except you. You'd be mad about ice cream.
All right. I mean, it's the 6th round. It's 3 rounds to 2, and you're like, hey, can you pass me that homemade?
Yeah, man, give me a cookie.
Pass me that. No, I was gonna give it ice cream one. Pass me that dilly bar.
See, you're asking for freezer space at that point, which I don't think is necessarily reasonable.
But I would let you bring ice.
Unless you've prearranged that.
Ice is fine. At least it's practical.
Ice cream's super practical.
Get out of here.
You're like, hey, you know what I want after some salty snacks?
Yeah,
Let's get some ice cream.
So,
Where's the foul?
Goodness gracious.
Where's the foul?
Again.
Where's the foul?
If the host provides it, I would probably look at that a lot less offensively.
I just don't know how you go from I don't want the cookie to you are offended by someone bringing a cookie. That's the jump that I don't see.
Do you know what I think? You know what it is?
What's that?
I think you're just taking the easy way out.
What if they're homemade?
You didn't make them. You probably utilized somebody else's skills.
That's fine.
Put forth some effort. I'm paying for the event.
So you just said it was okay to bring.
You get my huge pieces of what I'm cooking.
Nope.
And all you can bring me is some goddamn cookies?
Don't move the goalpost. You said it was okay to bring chips and queso. You think I'm making that from home?
Chips and queso, at least.
Nope. You said it was about the convenience.
You can't nope me. Can I effing finish?
You said it was about being lazy. Chips and queso's as lazy as cookies.
So are you bringing it like out of a jar, like Frito-Lay or Tostitos?
Yeah, you think I'm bringing a crock pot over?
You know what I've decided?
What's that?
You just ain't getting an invite. I ain't rolling the dice. Too much of a crapshoot. Too much of a crapshoot.
Well, that's hurtful.
Nice soiree, set up, free food. Like you could even say, "Hey, Tasha, do you want to whip up like what do you guys call like you want to whip up some of that Rotel dip or some queso?" Like you would just hit up Hy-Vee or Family Fare or Kroger's, grab a thing of toast.
Yeah. If you're so what I would probably do. This is a realistic situation here. Todd says DB acting like cookies are equal to rice cakes.
I just want somebody to match the effort. That's all. Apparently I'm a bad dude.
I'm just saying.
Put the shovel down. Zip it, TK. You ain't getting it. I'll be like, I probably couldn't see him through my peephole.
You like where?
No, my ring will get him.
That's true. You got that ring camera in case your dogs get out. You can do a search party.
Dude, freaking Bella is a menace.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. It took all of a month and a half to roll the house. A month.
I like it. At least Micah came around on her.
This dude.
Yeah, she's all right.
She's like, oh, you heard that yesterday? Isn't he something?
Yeah.
Why do you think that? Why do you encourage him?
I don't encourage him. I just like it. Well, I'm not around him enough to encourage it. I'm just admiring from a distance.
Can I go back to something I talked about yesterday with Vince? Was it Vince?
Oh, yeah. Wolfram?
Did you watch Texas Tech last night?
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you understand what I'm telling you when they shoot their shot selection? None of
them look like they're going in.
Like they're going in.
Even though Anderson shoots like 400%.
It's incredible.
Yeah, none of it looks like it's
just
going in.
The fundamentals.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. We were just talking about him yesterday with Toppin, and then he goes, and that didn't look good.
Yeah. So how many people helped him off? Just the one?
I think 2 were carrying him. I think he had one on each side. I think. I just watched the highlights of it again this morning. I think he had 2 guys helping him off.
Kobe, there is no shovel. Like Kobe, if I had you over, you're like, look, man, I got this fleet of Tacomas I want to run by you. I put together a nice little PowerPoint. I'm like, sure, Kobe, come on by.
I was trying to move on, but it's okay.
Like, you could bring me some like fried rice, no veggies. You could bring me anything. But if you brought like, I don't know, man. You just got to kind of know your audience.
I would, so generally, just to maybe put an end to this, maybe not. I generally ask, hey, is there anything I can bring? And then I take my cues from that.
Yeah.
But if I am going to somebody's house for a party, I do try and bring something, even if they're like, oh, no, we don't need anything.
Do you want to know? You want another guilty truth?
What's that?
Why the cookie thing rubbed me the wrong way?
Why is that?
Because he took the mix and match. He took the beers home.
Yeah, I think that has more to do with this. I think the decorum in general had more to do with this than the cookies.
So not only did you bring sugar cookies, you brought beverages that you took back home.
Yeah. I'm going to come back for that bottle of tequila, by the way. No.
But what if nobody was?
I don't even think we made it past.
No, it was
But
gone.
what if nobody was? Let's say you bring a 6-pack, and the person who brings it has one, but nobody has the other 5. Are you just going to leave them there? Because if nobody wants them,
Unless the host,
I'm gonna add those to the kitty.
unless the host specifically like hands them to you and says, "Hey, please take these back with you," you leave them.
Hey, by the
You
way,
leave them.
but is there an expiration date on canned beer?
I don't know if there's a specific expiration date. It will not be good after a certain point. Like, it won't taste good after a certain point. I don't know if you're in danger, like of it being harmful to you, but it's not going to taste good at a certain point. It gets skunky.
Can I say something without this being like
Sure.
how the shrimp pizza grew legs?
Yeah.
There is a tall boy of Modelo.
Okay.
That has been around since it's been warm out. Like
So like 6 months.
August, September.
I don't know what the time frame is.
I'm just curious.
I know there is a certain point where it won't be good anymore, or won't taste good anymore.
Just curious.
How long?
I'm glad you let that ride.
Canned beer stay good?
I'm just
6 to 9 months. You're probably okay. You're like right on the. You're getting to the point where it might not taste good anymore.
when Steve pour it out.
Where is it stored?
In the fridge.
Oh yeah, you're probably close to 9 months then.
Yeah.
It's as if
it's never been warm.
If it's stored properly, you get on the longer end is what the
Okay.
Glass bottles are different because it lets light in, so they go bad faster.
It lets who in?
Light. That's why beer bottles are dark, is you're trying to avoid as much light as possible getting into the beer.
just drink some new beer, then have that beer afterwards.
I don't even like beer. I just asked the question out of curiosity's sake.
Yeah, no,
if I liked it enough, it'd be gone by now.
You probably have a few more months left on
I'll
that.
probably end up cooking with it.
Yeah. Probably
Even
right
though I
there.
keep so much club soda on, that's usually what I use for my batter if I use it.
You can use a little beer batter.
TV, it was never good. Throw it out.
I'm not a huge Modelo guy, personally.
Oh,
Not a huge Modelo guy.
definitely one of those guys you spend 10 minutes with and you're probably in trouble.
Who?
Phantom Husker.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's just no doubt about it.
Amazing Daniel makes. That's why the beer in the green bottles is typically not as good because it lets more light in than the brown bottles.
What's in a green? Oh,
Heineken. There's a couple. Rolling Rock. There's a couple.
Coach Solwitz was a Rolling Rock guy.
Yeah. Some fresh Rolling Rock is pretty solid. I haven't had it in a while, but I remember liking it. But you can't let it. You got to buy it and drink it.
Give me another. That's interesting.
Is it
See,
Stella's?
I like stuff like that.
Oh, Stella's is a green
Now,
bottle.
Stella's is for what it is. I think it's kind of amazing.
Stella's really good, but Stella's also much better on tap.
That is the correct order.
Which one?
Sadie, fried rice, no veggies, no fortune cookie. Correct.
Oh, you got to get the fortune cookie. How do you know what's going to happen?
You like processed, that would. What's the caloric? A fortune cookie has to be awful for you. Fortune cookies
tiny.
Fortune cookies could last through a nuclear blast vibes.
Yeah, probably. Let's see. How many calories in a fortune cookie?
Yeah. Dos Equis again.
It's like 100.
Good. Peroni's green. So
Peroni's not good.
So Peroni was on that table that I was telling you about in the gas station I like to go to where everything was half off. Peroni was on the table.
I'm not a big Peroni guy.
Simply Spiked. I didn't even know they made regular neutrals that weren't 0 cal. Like I looked at the can. There's like 40 carbs in there for a liquid.
I don't know why anybody would drink the non-zero sugar seltzers. Like, what's the point?
Did I know why they're on that table?
You know what's another bad one? Carlsberg green bottle, not good. That's an English. It's an English beer. So I like Liverpool from the Premier League, and their sponsor used to be Carlsberg. And so when I was like 22, I was like, oh, I'll try Carlsberg because it's on my favorite teams.
That's funny because Carlsberg is one of the brands that's always in the mix and matches at one of the grocery stores.
No, it's very bad. Not a big fan of Carlsberg.
Well, don't get beer.
There's beers that I like.
What's a mix? So a regular mix and match is like $10.99, right?
I think so. I don't do the mix and match much, but yeah, I think that's right.
Just get a pint of.
Get a what? Pint of what?
Vodka, maybe.
Rather have the beer. Let's take a break. We'll talk to our guy Brian Christopherson, Husker 24/7, coming up next.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot tell you how many volleyball games I have played in Omaha, Nebraska, just throughout my club career and then the last 3 years here in MLV. So it's definitely a really great atmosphere. Like from the time we are taking off in the airport, the plane is going to Omaha, people are asking you about the Supernovas or asking you about volleyball, which I think is really great. It's really great for our sport. So like Amy said, never easy to win here, but always fun to play in front of this crowd.
Same feeling as you for me?
Yes, ditto. It's always a treat to play in Nebraska. It's just really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think those situations, just like, in the West Coast when you got to play there and, you get these time slots because it's great with TV, but no one really likes that time slot. But, it's kind of control the controllables. And that's, I told the team, I said, the team that handles it the best is going to be happiest at the end of it, right? We had one, we didn't play so well. That was an early one against UConn. We have this one. We have another early one next Sunday at Michigan. So I just didn't make too much about it. I did, we reminded them, or Coach Stamp certainly did, after breakfast to do not go take a nap, right? I think that's key, right? Because you're getting up, your pregame meals are usually 4 hours before, and that's 7 you're eating, and it's kind of easy just like, well, maybe just go lay down. And so, I don't check their rooms, but I do think our team was focused, and they really do want to win, every single one of them. So I think for the most part, they're really listening to our suggestions.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live. Here is Husker 24/7 senior writer, Brian Christopherson.
Yeah, you got guys walking into Ace Hardware without their shirts on.
Brian Christopherson.
We got a pretty good sewing circle in this state.
Brian Christopherson.
To me, it's like crunch time, baby.
Here is Brian Christopherson.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Brian Christopherson from Husker 24/7. BC, what's going on, buddy?
How you doing? Is my sound all right? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you sound okay. It's no fun when I can't see you. We talked about that, so I think you're doing this week on purpose.
No, I'm not. I'm at a very I don't want to say it too loudly in case the employees hear me. I'm at a very cheap hotel, $55 a night in West Des Moines, and I've got my phone propped up against a landline phone to kind of a MacGyvering it here to talk to you guys. So they didn't have any coffee in the lobby, and so it's got me kind of, I'm not surly, but not in the best shape. I could have used it. I could have used that. I'll tell you that much.
So it's kind of like, what are the kids? Is it like jerry rigged, or I don't know who Jerry is, but I assume it's Jerry with a J. Jerry rigged.
I would think so.
You just kind of got like a little mock setup over there, BC. Just a solution to get by.
Yeah.
So what led you to the crabbiness? Is it the pillows a little too, not enough fluff, or you just didn't like the low possession way that game ended last night?
Yeah, that's a good segue. No, I was at Carver Hawkeye till about 1:30, 1 to 1:30, and then I drove, and I don't know. I got to the hotel at about 3:30. Couldn't get to sleep, so I'm close to drunk, is what I'm telling you. Not like actually drunk, but I usually sound that way anyway. But it's gonna be times 100 this one. But yeah, maybe it was the low possession game too. That could have contributed to it. I don't know.
BC, do you drink any beers out of a green bottle? Apparently, that may lead to hangovers. Who said that?
That's not.
Everybody,
I don't think
the chat is saying that beers in green bottles aren't typically good unless you drink them quickly.
Yeah, but that doesn't lead to hangovers. They just taste bad.
Oh, I would think the worse it tastes, the more. I mean, you ever had Jose Cuervo?
Well, yeah, tequila and beer are a little different.
So people don't get beer from hangovers. BC,
no.
Never mind. I'm not going to derail the whole.
The green beer doesn't lead. It just tastes bad.
You don't think people get hangovers from beers?
No, they do. It's just that's not because of the green bottle. The green bottle just makes it taste bad.
So it's not like wine. Like cheaper the wine, the more the headache.
Yeah, that's a sugar thing.
God, I hate that. BC.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of beer hangover my sleep hangover would compare to, but it might be of the green bottle variety. It might be to that severity.
You big IPA guy, BC? You have fancy taste?
No, Brunt's is more that, I think.
Oh, that fits.
Yeah, I could see that.
That definitely.
Brunt's is a guy who knows his way around the beer circuit. I'll tell you what. He could probably open a brewery.
When Brunt broke down mushroom biscuits and gravy, I knew I had a higher level food thinker. Where did you guys are, I think we're together. Was it Colorado?
That was Minnesota.
Minnesota?
I think it was Minnesota.
Yeah. Do you remember that place, BC, where you guys went?
It might have been Colorado. It might have been Colorado last year.
Oh yeah. It was Colorado. I can't think of the name of it. You'll have to ask him tomorrow or whenever he's on. But yeah, he knows where to find stuff, man.
Yeah.
He's a great road trip partner. He wouldn't have us staying at I'll say it quietly so they don't hear me. He wouldn't have us staying at a $55 hotel, I'll tell you that much. But
BC, does the door go right to the outside or
No, and I don't want to be a snob. It's getting the job done.
I'm just telling you.
You can be a snob here with
chips,
hotels.
Cheese, hotels. Can't go cheap.
Yeah.
Tequila, go cheap.
Cookies.
I always look at it like this. If you're going to just sleep somewhere for 2 hours, I'm not requiring a whole lot. So
I mean,
it works for me.
BC, you probably should have sprung for somewhere with coffee in the lobby, though. That's kind of
that could have helped. That could have helped your equation as well right now. But
one of our guys, Rob, he said he's driving by as we speak. I think he's being serious too. He said wave, so go ahead and give him a wave, even though it was about 6 minutes ago. Hi, Rob. BC's hotel.
BC, I got to ask this, and this isn't important, but I'm not going to be able to stop thinking about it. So why leave Iowa City and stay in West Des Moines if you didn't get done until 1? Like, what was the like? You just had to get out of Iowa City, which I would understand if that's the reason.
No, I didn't think I was going to be at the arena that long.
Okay.
So I was dilly-dallying, having trouble getting the words out a little bit on that one, and it just took way too long. And yeah, so
They
it was my own fault. Just I just point the thumb. I'll go Pelini and point the thumb. That's what it was. It's nobody else. I thought I was going to be back to the hotel by like 1:30 to 2, and I was off by like 2 hours. But you live and learn, and we move on.
BC, you're a way better man than me. I just don't know. For all the times I've been to Iowa City, I don't know if I'm not going home ever. Like I'm just going home.
Oof. That's a long drive at that point of the night, though. I'm probably staying. I probably would have stuck it out in Iowa City, though. Just,
Yeah.
Start fresh in the morning.
So B, how are you describing it with what happened? I get it, limited possessions. Iowa didn't shoot it well. They were great from behind the arc. Nebraska, and I said this to Ravi, they can have one or two of the three, but they need more from the Frager, Lawrence, Mass kind of thing. I'm gonna leave Sandfort out of it because he'll be fine. But I think one of the three not getting any production is definitely a recipe. But I mean they're darn near shooting blanks last night.
Yeah, everybody was looking at the numbers. So Sammy was 0 of 4. Yeah, he was 0 of 4 behind the arc. Frager 0 of 3. Mass 0 of 3 behind the arc. So 0 for 10 from those three guys. Lawrence, as you mentioned, he was 3 of 6 from the field, but one of them was like a late 3 when they're down 6 or whatever, and he only got 6 shots up. Sandfort only got 7 shots up. Which was sort of understandable the way they were playing him. They had 2 guys draped on him in the whole student section, it felt like. But you're absolutely right. It's some other guys. That was sort of the deal. It's like, okay, they're completely keying in on Sandfort. Who's that one or two other guys on your roster who could make those 3 to 4 shots that can make all the difference and even pull you through on a night when, again, we said this last week. That's the part that's a little concerning against Purdue. Is like, okay, that we kind of complimented them. I remember on your show we were talking about how they didn't have their A game. In fact, maybe they had like their C game, and they still got that thing to overtime. Again, they're in position to possibly win this thing with maybe like a C game type thing. So there's sort of that little bit of encouragement. But I think you kind of couple these performances together, and you're a little bit more worried now. What's up with sort of the C level, C minus offense that's going on right now, and it just feels clunky, and Rink. I know I agree with you. I was listening to you while I was trying to wake up the last hour, and it's not all about Rink scoring. It's about facilitating and just that smoothness and the fluidity within the offense, and it just has not felt like it's been there the last few games, and so. That's what I'm hoping they can kind of get corrected as teams are trying to, I think, follow a certain map to, sort of destroy their offense right now. There's a little bit of a blueprint maybe on how you defend Nebraska, and now Nebraska's got a counterpunch.
BC, what are you more concerned with? I'm going to give you 3 options, okay? Number 1, the difficulty in getting open shots last night.
Mm-hmm.
The inability to make the open shots that they did get, or the ease at which Iowa was able to get SJUTS, the only guy they really wanted to have the ball, into the matchups they wanted.
It's probably the first one, the difficulty in getting open shots. I felt for the most part this season, even when Nebraska's had cold spells, I think largely they feel pretty good about the shots they get most games. And last night was like a rare time where it's like it just wasn't that way at all. Like it felt like a perfect summation was there was like 5 minutes left, and it was the play where Frager like got trapped on the baseline, and ended up, I think they called it travel, or they called him out of bounds. I don't know which one they called first, but it just felt like to me like there's a snapshot of just like how it was. Like you're kind of lost trying to barge into something, and it's just not there. The openings weren't visible for them, and so It's a good question you ask. On the defensive end, it's just finishing off the possessions. They held them to 33% from the field, and they were getting a lot of initial stops. But when you give up 12 offensive rebounds, especially to a team that is taking down the shot clock to the final 5 seconds, and then they're gonna run it again down to the end. It just sort of destroys the momentum in the way you want to play. And I also thought in the first half, Nebraska turned over Iowa 9 times,
Yep.
but they did not take advantage of the transition. You think of some of there was like a missed layup, but it was either Jamarcus or Sam on one, and then they had another where Rink immediately turned it over after they got the turnover. They only had 2 points off the turnovers in the first half, and so I felt like just nothing was like one step was not leading to another step for this team in really like any facet last night. And again, they were right there, 45 all, and that's a strange like over and back call. I thought, at a key moment, I thought when it was 45 all, it was that was the sequence where like whoever scored those, like honestly, like Iowa scored 5 points, and that was the surge. And I felt like whoever got that push in that moment was going to take the game, and it was Iowa. And there was a couple possessions where Nebraska didn't even get a shot up off the board.
Yeah, offensively, I don't think that's going to be near. Well, I do want some easier shots, so I'm not going to really compare the two. But they are in a little bit of a bind with some of the rotations. Because clearly you lose a ton defensively when Frager plays with two of the other guys in the lineup, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Berke and Mass.
Mm-hmm.
There's just it's you could tell Iowa was very intentional about getting matchups with Frager. So that's
Mm-hmm.
one thing. What do you think they have to do? Who's the next up, or what's the trade-off? How much offense do you need for the give and take? Or is there somebody that you think has to kind of emerge that I think Lawrence maybe needs more shots. May not be in his nature offensively, but they've got to do something to offset if you're not getting super offensive production from Frager with what you're maybe giving up defensively.
No, I agree with you on Lawrence because he seems the most likely candidate of anybody else who, well, we've seen it. We know there are examples where he can go off. Like, was it Indiana? I think sometimes the games run together for me, but you saw like, he can do that. Like he's got a good shot. He's got an ability to create his own shot. He's got a good mid-range game actually. Which is rare in this day and age. He does it better than a lot of people. And so, yeah, he probably needs more than like 6 shots a night. Now, of course, last night's game's a little bit of an outlier because of the limited possessions and all that. But he would probably be the name I would say first of like, okay, who needs to maybe make that step where you're getting like that 12 to 15 per game. When they get that from Jamarcus and he's like in score mode and has sort of that attack personality to his game, they're a different element. They're a pretty good team when he's got that going. So I think he's a good name, but everybody's got to step it up a notch. It just feels like this happens during the season. If you look around the country last night, I mean, there's some good teams that are going to be in the Sweet 16, Elite 8 that had bad weeks besides Nebraska, that took it on the chin. And so it's like, what are you made of? Like when you face a little adversity, they only have 4 losses. 3 of them are to top 10 teams, in the net. The 4th loss is a 5-point loss on the road to a quad 1 game, a definite quad 1 game. And so you got to keep all that in mind and keep that perspective. Like it's not that far off still, even when they're not rolling along, but there's definitely some things that need ironed out. And I think everybody would probably look in the mirror and say, hey, I got to step up a little bit more. Yesterday wasn't good enough.
I think when I say get easier shots, with points in the paint, and I was pretty specific because I'm not really talking about, Mass like backing the ball down off the dribble. It just kind of takes long. It's kind of boggy. Maybe it's from post entries, but just off the just off the dribble drive, I think it's kind of concerning. I get it with the team help defense that Iowa plays, but guys couldn't turn the corner. And I thought that might have been something that they could take advantage of if they had enough spacing. And it just didn't seem to come to fruition last night.
Yeah,
Hard to get that. But
yeah, they've just been sloppier than normal too.
Yeah, that's another. The turnovers are starting to creep.
Well, and I think the thing
they got to live in the 8 to 10 range.
The most concerning thing to me is when you're talking about beating pressure or not being able to beat hard hedges or get around edges or anything. Like anytime there's a hard hedge, if you're moving, someone's open.
Yeah,
like
immediately.
By default, someone is open if you're moving correctly. And so the fact that they consistently last night were not getting open off of, especially like Iowa was pressing them out really aggressively on the perimeter in the half court. Like things should be open in that circumstance. You have to work a little bit harder for it, but you're sacrificing something if you're Iowa defensively in order to play that way. And Nebraska wasn't able to make them pay for that at any point, which is, I think, maybe the most frustrating part, because we've seen this offense look so fluid at other points of the season against really good teams that you just kind of wonder, like, what happened last night? Where has it gone?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, Hoiberg always says, like, when they pressure you like that, your eyes should light up because of exactly what you're talking about, Ravi. I mean, you should have some easy buckets that sort of come to the surface with that. And so it is, I mean, it is a little concerning. Not just last night. If last night were just in its own lane, you would take it for what it is. But I think you look at like the game before against Northwestern, and you felt like for like 27, 28 minutes that just didn't feel right. They turned it over like 16 times with 12 minutes still left in that game Saturday. And so there's some things like that, just uncharacteristic sort of mistakes that have sort of been unforced too, like where they've forced some passes that earlier in the year, this team was just so sound. They'd have these games with 5 turnovers or less, and obviously you're playing. They've played some better competition the last few weeks. There's no doubt about it. So that has to be part of it. But there's an opportunity now. You've got Penn State and Maryland coming in, and you can't take anything for granted. But you got to use this week, like, okay, let's rev this thing up, find some things that where we can play off of this aggression that the defense is showing us, and make them pay for it, and get some momentum going before they head out west.
Did you, by any chance, catch any of Michigan and Purdue?
I didn't. No, I didn't see any of it. It seemed like a smackdown, though, just from the score as I was kind of tracking it.
Yeah, it's a pretty horrible matchup for Purdue. They're just some nights Michigan, they have these halves where this looks really easy offensively.
Oh, yeah, they can just turn the faucet on and drown you in a hurry.
And they got good Cadeau last night, too. And when you get good Cadeau in Ann Arbor, that front court is going to feast.
Yep. And to bring it back to the local boys, I mean, it was that 3.5 weeks ago. They're not that far removed from being the one type of team that pushed Michigan to the brink, led them for 35 minutes, played them better than a lot of people have, Nebraska. And so, I mean, that's where I think that they definitely need to iron out some things. Everybody sees that, but you also can't overreact right now. And realize you've got a good template there. I think they just got to get back to some basics in some areas that have probably betrayed them a little bit the last couple of games.
Hey, transitioning to football, obviously with spring ball starting on Saturday, staff's back in town. I think everybody was back by Monday. Do you like what they were able to do, like just to kind of get the buzz going, back off the recruiting trail, getting ready to set themselves up for a pretty big spring?
Yeah, I think so. It feels like they've got a lot lined up for multiple visits with, like 10 to 12, 15 guys, where it's not just going to be a summer official, but they're going to get guys in here in March to see practices. I know that's one of the biggest deals to Coach Rule is, like, I want you to see how we operate, and see how we coach you. That's what it's really all about. And so they did a really good job. It seems like and these are some really good prospects. I mean, they're in on 4 or 5 star guys. Not that the stars are everything, but they've got themselves lined up with guys that they've identified that are good 3-star players that they think can really fit here, and also some really high end guys in the recruiting rankings. So they've done a nice job. I think they feel like they have a little momentum with some guys in that class. Obviously, they've got good peer recruiters there. And so March is going to be a big month for this team, obviously, that's here right now, getting after it. I think kind of just putting their head down and going to work. Press conference will be interesting tomorrow to hear, like if there's any themes or what comes out of that. But also, it's going to be a big recruiting month next month. And so I do think you're right, Damon. I think they do have a little momentum going with that, and probably feel good about how they did on the road.
BC, can I ask? I'm going to ask you sort of a strange question. So I'm not assuming that you can find answers after spring and feel good about it. But if there was any part of this team where you thought you would get an answer by the end of spring, good, bad, indifferent, but you feel like you definitively know something, where would that be?
Boy. I mean, the obvious answer is like that you feel like the QB, like the QBs and this offense, like it's just really sort of meshing well. Like, here's where I'd go with it. I'm really interested in not just what Dana, sort of how he goes with where he takes this offense, but how he takes it with Jeep Wade on the offensive line now. And like, I know that those guys we're going to get together, some in the last month or two, and kind of put their heads together and plan out some ideas and sort of see where each other's at. And so I think if they left the spring on the offensive side of the ball, where there was just a really cohesive feeling between Dana and Jeep and Lonnie and those guys up front, and sort of what they want to do, and like these are the staples, like we can really get some stuff done with this, and we're not sure about this yet, but we've got this over here, and we'll think about it going into the summer and fall. I think that's going to be a big thing this spring, just how that kind of comes together. I suppose you could say the same thing on the defense, but that's why I also like that, and that Orich brought in a lot of guys that he knows and trusts and has worked with before. I think they have to have that sort of understanding of how each other operates right now, with time of the essence, to sort of get this thing rolling. And so I like that fact, but I'm just kind of interested on the offensive side, how those guys work together.
When you're taking a look at, we talked last week about kind of only getting to see one group. We got that discussion started. Who's number 2 after that, and why?
The thing is, I could blame my being sleep deprived. I think I change my answers sometimes on this stuff. So I'm trying to think of who I even said last week. But
I think you said defensive line, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that is right. Secondary could be number 2. How's that?
Secondary would be 2A for me. They're either, if you ask me tomorrow, I may flip them. It would go D-line, linebackers, secondary. That if I had 3 days.
Yeah.
But you could convince me to flip secondary.
Yeah, secondary is pretty dang intriguing. You got McDougal coming in, and he knows Orch and what they want to do well. But I mean, that competition to me it's pretty wide open. I could name off 8-10 guys that interest me, that I could see make a run at it. I think there's guys who are hungry, or second, third year players that think maybe now's my time. It'll be interesting to see, Coach Yelk now working with the safeties. He obviously has experience with Coach Orich too, and so that could be a benefit. So I'm really interested in that safety spot. Obviously, McDougal's sort of a headliner, but there's an opening for 4 or 5 guys there that could claim that, and so that'd be interesting. At linebackers right there, though, because I think Shavers is going to have a lot of motivation. Chambliss, I think, was one of maybe their best portal pickup, and I think Dexter Foster is a real. I don't know if people are sleeping on him, but I thought he was a really intriguing addition. He got a lot done before he was injured at Oregon State, and he played really well against good competition. So I'm interested how he does.
I don't know why I always, and this is just probably me getting old, I always want to call him Dexter Fowler, the old outfielder.
Yeah, I do too. That's not just you.
It is the hardest thing in the world for me not to call him Dexter Fowler. Can I get like real niche specific on you here? Because I think I don't even.
I think I don't think they get Merritt back until summer.
A little while still.
Right? Yeah. He was on the old scooter at the bowl game.
Yeah. Sorry, opens the door for my guy Pierce Mooberry. I like Pierce, you know that, but I also think temperamentally he fits what they are trying to do. I don't know if he's ready yet, but we'll see. I want to get real, like, we keep having this conversation about position rooms and stuff like that. These guys aren't even in their own room necessarily, but I'm fascinated to see, and I'm curious what your thoughts are on this, BC. I'm fascinated to see this kind of micro group of players that were linebackers, might be defensive ends now. Your McGahees, Rogers, Ochoas, like that group to me is super fascinating because I like all of those guys individually. I think if you can get them in the right spot,
they got a love for down now because they actually kind of have a home.
They've got a place to.
Even Winari, it's well defined.
100%. I think it's a better spot for Lenhart. I think it's a better spot for Winari. And then those three guys specifically, I'm really fascinated by because
Markway.
And Markway now.
What if he's good?
I mean, he's talented. We know that. Like,
I mean, wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
Those are good names, Ravi. McGahee, Rogers, Ochoa. Like, you'd love it if like two, a couple of those guys really. Yeah, 1.5. Give it 1.5 on those three that really make a move. And Dylan Rogers is a guy they've always liked. I think they just like his mentality, sort of how he handles his business. But Willis McGahee that's an interesting one. I thought like his 2 years ago, he was honestly playing better than Princewell and practicing better than him at times. And obviously Princewell's taken off and done fine for himself. But McGahee's got that like in his bag. Like he's got that potential. And so he's definitely like a guy that people shouldn't just forget about.
When you get a chance to watch, like, obviously they're bringing a real spring game back from a format standpoint. If you had to guess, and maybe after listening to Coach Rule tomorrow, we'll get a better idea of some of the questions are. But if you get the sense he wants a competitive spring game versus just wanting it to look like football.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think they approach this spring in general from a physical standpoint?
Well, I think they're going to get after it pretty serious. I mean, you probably know better than I do, but I don't know. I just think it's going to be a no nonsense over there. I'm interested in that, like how physical, if they even up the ante a little bit there.
You have so few eyes. They have to figure it out on their. There is no, like, are you watching previous tape? Because with the new coaches, BC, like, you have to kind of get after it.
Yeah, you gotta let them go. You gotta see who's a real football player, who likes the contact, who can tackle, all that stuff. Like I do think that's probably going to be the mindset. I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn, and you're like you say, Coach Rule might sort of offer what they're going to do there tomorrow. I don't know for sure if he will, but I expect a very physical spring, and I love the sound of. I think it'd be good for the Husker fan soul too. Not that it's all about PR and all that stuff, but if you had a spring game where you kind of knocked heads a little bit, felt a little bit old school, it wouldn't hurt. Let's just put it that way. But there would be a purpose to it if they did that, and I think it's along the lines of what you're saying. You've got new coaches who are trying to figure out who's who. I mean, Rob Orridge couldn't get it all from watching like 10 practices in December. You get an idea of what some guys can do, but you have new material now on campus too with your transfer portal guys. And so you want to see who's really got the stuff and who has some work to do. So yeah, I hope they get after it. And I sort of think they will. And I'm curious, like, is it going to be same availability and stuff like that. I don't know. Like I always like availability as a media guy, but I just sort of think they're gonna go to work behind the curtain as much as possible, and that's not a bad thing. But I'll be interested to see that.
That's our guy, Brian Christopherson, Husker 24/7. BC, appreciate the time as always. Have a safe trip back from your seedy West Des Moines hotel, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, I'll hit up the Jordan Creek Mall here first, and then I'll get back.
I've grabbed food in that little strip mall right there.
100%. BC, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks, guys.
Coming up next, we'll talk to Kevin Suits, 10-11 News.
Stayed in that Sheridan, too.
In Lincoln. He also was in Iowa City last night. Maybe he's still in Iowa City, or maybe he drove to West Des Moines for some unknown reason as well. We'll see. That's DBM Ravi, Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Well, the message really is that none of us sitting in the locker room believe that we have maxed out what we're capable of. And we just feel that frustration that comes from not playing your best basketball yet. But it's also, while that's disappointing and frustrating at times, it's also kind of encouraging because we know that if we can put everything together and press on the gas here down the stretch, that we have better basketball in front of us. We have the capabilities of beating everybody that remains on our schedule. We have the capabilities of going to make a run in a tournament, but it's going to include every single player on our roster finding a way to kind of just dig deep and find themselves, find their confidence, be able to work together and be able to play the way that we have in certain stretches for 4 quarters of a ball game.
It's really, today it's one that it's really hard to debrief. It's just, we were off. And we always talk about improvements, and we were just not the cleanest in general last 3 days, 3-4 days. So I don't think I have a great pulse. It's just, it was one of the days where wheels fall off, and we try, and we try to find ways, and we just got to continue learning from that and find the rhythm back. And I'm absolutely positive that we didn't lose the rhythm, we didn't lose the mojo. It was just one of the days that you write down lost in 3 and you watch a little video and like, yeah, screw that, and we got to move on, and that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to, for sure. We're going to chat about it, we're going to sit about it, staff, team, leadership council. How can we make sure we are emotionally in the right place, ready to compete for the second half of the season? We're positioned great to attack top 4.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi, Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by the very patient and graciously waiting Kevin Suits from 1011 News in Lincoln, although not in Lincoln today. Kevin, how we doing?
Uh-oh.
I don't think he can hear us.
A little volume there, Shane.
Kevin, can you hear us?
What do we think?
I don't think he can hear us.
Oh, he might not have his mic.
Kevin, can you hear us?
How about the mic?
Can you hear us?
Text him, Shane, and see if his mic's on.
It's all right. We'll see what can happen. How I have a little bit of a basketball hot take while we're waiting for Kevin here.
What is it?
I think we have.
There he
I heard
is.
something. Kevin, can you hear us? Nope. I
We
think
both heard the same thing. That was kind of weird.
we have undervalued through the analytics movement. I think we've undervalued the mid-range jumper.
Yeah. Well, because
especially in games like last night.
It was such a dirty.
Yeah. Like in games that play out like last night, you have to, like, they're taking away specific things.
Oh.
You saw it with Bennett Sturts. Like, part of the reason Iowa won that game is because Bennett Sturts could get to like 14 to 18 feet and make a shot consistently, or at least semi-consistently.
I completely agree with you.
Like, that's actually a really important part of basketball when things get grimy. It's the reason you see way more, like, I don't know, people are out on the NBA, whatever, but you see way more mid-range jumpers in the NBA playoffs than you do in the regular season because people are trying so much harder to take those things away.
Yep.
Having guys that can make mid-range, like, there's a reason Kawhi Leonard's a legend in the playoffs.
DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, pick a guy, right? Like, Kobe was incredible in the play, like, really good mid-range jump shooter. Those guys are a complete difference maker when these games get super grimy.
Yeah, did you watch Kingston Fleming?
Yeah.
Nice mid-range.
He's got a really nice mid-range.
A cuff too.
Comfortable getting to it.
A lot of those guys.
Really comfortable getting to it.
Wow. I mean, Derrick Rose made a living.
Yeah.
It's doable. It just became such a
taboo thing with the analytics movement. And I get over large sample sizes. So over the course of a season, you're like, yeah, we'll take our chances here. But there's a reason the Clippers during those, or no, not the Clippers, the Rockets during the James Harden years were never able to get over the hump in the playoffs because the analytics caught up with them in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Right? And nobody on that team could make a mid-range jumper or get to that spot consistently. Kevin, can you hear us?
I got you.
There we go. Kevin Suits, 1011 News in Lincoln. Where are you joining us from today?
Altoona.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Got a little bit of the road in last night after the game. That's a hard one to wind down from. So glad we chipped away at the drive, and here we are, Altoona, on a Wednesday morning.
So, I am really, really jealous. Do you know why? Because my favorite Jethro's is near Altoona.
That was my lunch yesterday.
Was it?
Yeah, it's the one right off the interstate. I'm staying at a hotel that's very close to that Jethro's, so it works out perfectly. Not too far off the interstate, and throw in all your Adventureland, snarky remarks. Okay,
they have a smoked ribeye that I had that was a game changer. And not all the Jethro's locations have the same menu. Like, there's Jethro's Bacon, there's Jethro's Breakfast, there's Jethro's whatever. But that location that you're at, in my opinion, is their best location. So good on you. And do you know why I went there? Because we went to Adventureland.
Of course you did, right? Why else?
Well, we had a tournament. There was a tournament out there, and so we just like double dipped. We just went a little further down the road, and I kind of miss those days. But that drive from Iowa City, isn't it weird? Like, getting in and out of there, it's like not a ton of options. Like,
no,
you gotta be patient.
You're either stopping, like, if you need to go to the bathroom, you're going to the bathroom in Iowa City or going in Altoona. Like, that 90-minute stretch in there. Oh boy. And last night, I don't know what time I was on the road, but it was me and a bunch of semis, and that was about it. Just cranking up the tunes and trying to decompress from a rock fight. That was a football game on a basketball court. Good grief.
It's so interesting. And can you give me a sense of the place? Seemed electric. They obviously stormed the court. I get the statistics of, the top 10 failures up until last night, but I mean, you've done this so long. You feel when it's Nebraska, Iowa, right? Iowa takes they just take that juice to another level, man. The joy they get from playing Nebraska is incredible.
Yeah, and the Pryce Sandfort thing, when he was introduced for starting lineups, of course, they were chanting an expletive with Pryce Sandfort's name. And the first time he touched the ball, they chanted it again. And then the second time, it again. And it was all game long. And, if you had a young child at that game, earmuffs would be needed for the duration of that game because there's a lot of profanity. And I spent one half of the game right in front of the Iowa student section. And man, there were just so many things said at Nebraska's players, whether on the court or on the bench. They were a yappy bunch. And, you know, say what you want about the court storming. You know, it's a first-year head coach, and they've been waiting. You know, Iowa prior to that game had lost 3 of 5, and it seemed like the Hawkeye season could kind of go into a tailspin. But then you beat a top 10 team, and it's a team that, you know, a program that you don't like because of the border situation and, you know, the Pryce Sandfort element. What's interesting for me, though, is like, did Pryce leave on bad terms? No, he didn't. Like, he's done everything right. And he, even last night, to give Pryce credit, he said he didn't hear them. That's a bunch of baloney, because you would have had to have earplugs in to not hear them. I understand getting game mode, but they were even chanting at him when the place was, you know, when they're going to a free throw and the place is fairly quiet. So he had to have heard it, but he chose to take the high road, not acknowledge it. And I will say, March 8th in Lincoln, a lot of juice just got added to that game.
Yeah, Iowa fans have gotten very Wisconsin-y as of late.
That's a pretty good way to put it.
I don't know how like they just have turned into like this.
Yeah, the vitriol, it's high.
And
Did you see the women's game the other day? That was like,
the Pryce thing is weird though. Like
their bench with Amy and like it's definitely it's a thing. It's not made up. It's all the sports when it's Iowa, Nebraska.
And Pryce is like the nicest guy too. So like, it's one thing to pick a player that you just want to make the villain and you want to scream at him all the time. It's just the fact that he's from Iowa. He's wearing a different uniform. But if you strip it down, especially in 2026 with the portal and NIL, it makes total sense. His brother graduated. They made a coaching change, and he has a connection to Fred Hoiberg and Sam Hoiberg and Charlie Hoiberg. Like, it makes total sense of why he's at Nebraska. The fact that he's having a historic season and he leads Nebraska in scoring at 17 and a half. Like, they needed to pick somebody to scream at, and it was Pryce Sandfort. But you couldn't ask for a nicer guy to be screaming at. And I was just impressed that Pryce took the high road and he did not fan those flames at all during his post-game interview.
Kevin, as you're watching that game last night, is there anything specific to that game that raised concerns for you that you didn't have coming into this one?
The rebounding, you thought after Nebraska played better on the boards against Northwestern, that ill had been cured. But last night, my goodness, that's a serious concern. That'd be at the top of the list of Nebraska's issues that they got to address right now, the offensive rebounds. If you guys realize, Iowa's last field goal came with 4 minutes and 58 seconds to go in the game.
People talk about Nebraska's scoring drought. They did enough defensively to give themselves obviously a chance to win. It's not like Iowa was lighting it up either.
There was a stretch where Nebraska did not possess the basketball. This is late in the game, so it's a pretty important stretch. Nebraska didn't have the ball for nearly 2 minutes because, as Iowa had indicated throughout the course of the game, they're going to milk the shot clock. They do not want to run quickly. They would pass on open looks. They were just trying to play the clock game. And you could equate it to a football team that just likes to run, and just eat up, 12 minutes of clock on a boring drive. But basketball-wise, Iowa just ran the clock down. And when Nebraska would force a shot at the end of the shot clock, but not get the rebound, Iowa resets. And they did it 3 times. So they got back-to-back offensive rebounds. And that's in a 3-point game. So if Nebraska just grabs the board, they can come down and try to get, a shot to tie or to cut into the deficit. The one time that Nebraska did have the ball in that sequence down by 3 was the ridiculous moving screen call on Rink Mast. So they didn't even get a shot off in that sequence. Just a tough.
Oh, I think we lost him.
He might have just hit. Yeah,
might have hit that hotel Wi-Fi.
Yeah. This again.
Moving screen was terrible. I mean, it's just terrible.
Yeah.
There's not a lot else. It's just terrible. It's a bad call.
I just didn't like the anticipation of it either. But
that's one of my biggest pet peeves with referees is anticipation calls. Whether it happens a lot in late game where they think you're going to foul, but you're trying to get a steal first or whatever, and they just assume something's going to happen.
Well, that was happening to Houston against Iowa State.
It is.
I didn't like the way that game ended either, but
it is infuriating. Where it's like, hey, just watch and see what happens. Just that's literally your entire job. Watch and see what happens. Don't guess. Don't assume. Just watch and see what happens. And if you miss some, then whatever. But just guessing ahead of time and then sticking with it, that drives me crazy.
I'm going to go back. I was going to ask Kevin this after we got off of hoops, but what do you think? To BC's point, what do you think availability is going to be?
Oh, for the for spring?
Yeah,
that's really interesting. Like there's a part of me that thinks they might kind of lock it down a little bit tighter based on how things have been since.
And you have to teach, right?
Yeah.
You have to install.
Yeah.
So scheme could be a thing, although it's still spring. So maybe you want football too.
Yeah, I think I would imagine it's a little tighter than normal.
We have Kevin back.
Oh, good.
That would be my guess.
Good. Okay.
Kevin,
all right, Kev. Sorry.
We're blaming Iowa on this. I apologize.
That's that hotel Wi-Fi. It's okay.
Goodness gracious. I will say this may be the worst hotel coffee I've ever had in my life.
Nobody's having good hotel experiences yet.
Well, it's Iowa. It's not like they have a lot of hospitality. People aren't clamoring to go visit Iowa, so the hotel industry probably not top notch there.
I'm pretty pumped for you being in Altoona by Jethro's, though. I'm not going to kid you, Kev.
Well, I'll send you the photo afterwards because, of course, what do they say? Phone eats first. Yes, I took a picture that I was at Jethro's.
What'd you order?
And the brisket sandwich. It was pretty stinking good. Not going to lie.
Yeah. So, do you know what I tried to eat there?
Hit me.
The Emmenecker. It is.
Oh, that's what they promote.
Yeah, I tried that. I deconstructed it. I used a knife and a fork. A couple of my buddies took pictures, but yeah, I ordered that. I bet I've been to that Jethro's probably 4 times, maybe 5.
2008 Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year, Adam Emmenecker.
Yeah, that sandwich was incredible. But Kevin, we were talking to BC earlier, and the hoops and kind of where they're at. Are you closer to at 22-4? Are you closer to Aaron Rodgers, relax, or I kind of have some concerns how this is going to manifest itself come tournament time. Are you looking at top 4 seed? Where are you in the meter?
I think Nebraska can still be a number 1 seed for the NCAA tournament. I am totally in the relaxed crowd. This is college basketball. You're going to have bad losses. Do you even qualify Nebraska's loss last night at Iowa as a bad loss? They're on the road against a quad 1 opponent. Yeah, they didn't play well. The officiating was pretty rough. And that's not just saying the officiating was one-sided. The whistles were so completely inconsistent, and there was no flow or cadence to that entire game. So
I did watch
Nebraska...
a arm tackle on Sturts going out of bounds that didn't get called. So it was both ways.
How do you officiate that game too? There was a time, I'll share this story. Jeffrey Anderson, who was on the officiating crew last night, he was getting the business from an Iowa fan sitting toward the front of the crowd, and he's yelling at Jeffrey Anderson about making a block call. And I don't see this too often where the official engages with the fan mid-game. This is in the first half.
Oh, he hot.
Yeah, Jeff.
He yelled at this guy, and he goes, "If you think you can do better than me, go to referee school." And I just laughed. One, he addressed them. 2, that was pretty good.
Yeah, Jeff's notorious.
I would say
Creighton fans know a lot about Jeff Anderson.
Yeah, I may have had a Jeff Anderson interaction or 2, maybe during a Marquette game a couple years ago.
How can you not?
He had some things to say. He had some things to say.
So you're 22-4. It's looking good. You understand the data. I know it because this is what everybody says. When you have 4 losses and you started out 20-0, I love
lost 4 of their last 6.
Yeah,
it's they're still 22-4.
That's good math. I get it. Probably need some context.
Yeah, and I'll say this too. If you lose to Penn State or Maryland at home, okay, now we can raise the I'm concerned meter. But as of right now, having 4 losses at this point of the season, you're okay. It's just new territory for Nebraska is to not be thinking about, are you going to play deep into March? It is, that's already a given that they're going to the dance. Now you're worried about seeds. And college basketball, there's going to be some cannibalism here over the next couple of weeks, boys.
It's a brutal schedule for the top 15.
I mean, we already saw Arizona lose twice last week.
Tech just went and got thumped by Arizona State.
Yeah, and they might not have JT Toppin now, which is going to completely change the game for them. But if you look at the Big Ten schedules, there's going to be some losses at the top side of the conference. Look at the Big 12. Holy cow, it gets really fun over the next week and a half. So there's going to be some losses for some teams at the top. So a loss right now for Nebraska, yeah, you want to win them all. It doesn't really do you in. If Nebraska gets to a spot that they're out of the top 4 seeds at the Big Ten tournament, then you can be like, okay, like now our situation changes a little bit. And I would contend for Nebraska, it's really less about the overall seed for the NCAA tournament, and it's more about where you're going. If you can, and that's going to be determined by how Iowa State does, how Kansas does, how Illinois does, and how Purdue does. Because right now, Nebraska wants to go to Oklahoma City or St. Louis. You can get there with the 3 seed. You could possibly get there with the 4 seed. But what's going to happen with those other teams is ultimately going to dictate where Nebraska goes. And I think that's more important than what seed Nebraska actually has. Now, granted, the higher seed you have, the more likely you are to play closer to home. But it's not out of the realm of possibility that Nebraska's a 4 in St. Louis. And there's a drivable crowd that could possibly show up in droves and create a pretty electric atmosphere there for the NCAA tournament.
Kev, let me ask you something. You think this team, you were close to them last night, and it was physical, and it was some back and forth, but it's still basically a 7-man rotation. You think that dog's going to hunt down the stretch, or is it too little too late? Like, is there somebody you could see, well, it'd be nice if, but it seems like, I don't know, 7 may be tough.
7's very tough. That's a great point, DB, because the way these teams are defending Nebraska right now, they have to work so hard on the offensive end just to get good looks because, the blueprint's out, how to defend Nebraska. Pryce Sandfort, I think everybody knows, he was getting held. He was getting, bodied up. They're just banging on him the entire game. Like, he's going to need rest. Sam Hoiberg's going to need rest because, if they're sore now, what's it going to look like in the middle of March? I think you're going to have to get deeper into the bench. It's where Nebraska not having Oogie is actually a pretty substantial thing because he can rebound. They need to get Leo Curtis back on the court, assuming that he's healthy. He was not on the injury report last night. But your depth is going to need to flex at some point in time because staying with the 7-man rotation, if you're a Nebraska fan, you shouldn't just be concerned with what it means for the next couple of weeks, what it means for the remainder of the season, because the body, it's not going to get any fresher from here on out. It's going to wear down a little bit, and you're going to need some fresh legs in March.
That is our guy, Kevin Suits, 1011 News in Lincoln. Although this one's from Altoona. Kevin, appreciate the time. As always, have a safe trip back.
Thanks, Kev.
Thank you. Apologies for some technical issues, and we're going to blame Iowa on them all.
Yeah, always.
Blame Iowa for everything.
Thanks, buddy.
Be good.
That is Kevin Suits from 1011 News in Lincoln. We'll be joined by Isaac Trotter. He's national college basketball writer for 24/7 Sports and CBS Sports. He'll be joining us next on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot tell you how many volleyball games I have played in Omaha, Nebraska, just throughout my club career and then the last 3 years here in MLV. So it's definitely a really great atmosphere. Like from the time we are taking off in the airport, the plane is going to Omaha, people are asking you about the Supernovas or asking you about volleyball, which I think is really great. It's really great for our sport. So like Amy said, never easy to win here, but always fun to play in front of this crowd.
Same feeling as you for me.
Yes, ditto. It's always a treat to play in Nebraska. It's just really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think those situations, just like, in the West Coast when you got to play there and, you get these time slots because it's great with TV, but no one really likes that time slot. But, it's kind of control the controllables. And that's, I told the team, I said, the team that handles it the best is going to be happiest at the end of it, right? We had one, we didn't play so well. That was an early one against UConn. We have this one. We have another early one next Sunday at Michigan. So I just didn't make too much about it. I did, we reminded them, or Coach Stamp certainly did, after breakfast to do not go take a nap, right? I think that's key, right? Because you're getting up, your pregame meals are usually 4 hours before, and that's 7 you're eating, and it's kind of easy just like, well, maybe just go lay down. And so, I don't check their rooms, but I do think our team was focused, and they really do want to win, every single one of them. So I think for the most part, they're really listening to our suggestions.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Isaac Trotter. He is a national college basketball writer for 24/7 Sports and CBS Sports. Isaac, how are we doing this morning?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Hey, T, what's up, buddy? Did you recover from whatever may have occurred, not just the loss, but what happened with Toppin and Texas Tech at ASU? Man, what a late-night debacle for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah, I hate to see it. I went back and watched the video a little bit. It does look like it was knee to knee, so I'm kind of hopeful that it might just be a knee bruise or a contusion of something of that sorts. But you just hate to see a player like that have to do like the ACL test on the sideline. And there's no question that there's a lot of ripple effects for an injury like this, not just of what would happen this year for Texas Tech. There's probably no chance that a team like Texas Tech could win the title or even go to the Final Four without JT Toppin. But you kind of just think ahead to next year, and it's like, man, this guy has a chance to potentially come back to school for a huge amount of money, or go pro. If this is a long-term injury, I mean, what the heck could happen there? So you just don't really know. We're just hoping for positive news because JT Toppin's a good representation of the best of college basketball with the type of player he's turned himself into. And he's just a really, really fun player to watch too.
Isaac, I have this weird obsession with teams that can be around the 3 or 4 line. So any team from like 12 to 22 right now, it feels like I know like the back of my hand. Texas Tech is interesting because I always joke with these guys here locally and Ravi, even a month ago, I'm like, Texas Tech, for a team that shoots it pretty well, every time a shot goes up, I don't know if it's the fundamentals or just the shooting mechanics, I never think the ball's going in, right? It's like even Toppin around the paint, real herky-jerky, and it's this, it doesn't look aesthetically like they're any sort of efficiency model offensively yet. It works for them. How much of that do you think is not going to play versus, man, DB, that's just kind of your eye. That's just the optics that this team can score.
It's an interesting question because when I watch Texas Tech, I feel like they get the shot that they want on every trip. Christian Anderson in pick and rolls is so dynamic in ball screens. I think he's averaging over 23 points a game this year directly off pick and rolls, which is like the highest number we've seen in the last 20 years of tracking data. So their ability to get a Christian Anderson pick and roll, JT Toppin in the middle of the floor with his left hand, yeah, it's herky-jerky, but it goes in almost every single time.
He's so one-dimensional, and he just gets buckets.
It does. And then, I think the thing with them, though, is that, like, they've covered up their flaws a little bit more than I thought they were capable of. Like Lawan Watts, I think they had a little bit higher expectations than what he's given them at times so far this year. I think, 35, 36% effective field goal percentage in Big 12 play. That's not the type of player they were expecting to get.
His shot selection is terrible.
It is. And so, Jalen Petty, feels like he's jumping off a pogo stick every time he shoots threes, right? Like stuff like that. Like it's an interesting team because it feels like they have like two guys that are just so good at what they do. And Donovan Atwell has really kind of turned into that third piece of who can knock down, catch and shoot threes. But that's not the most talented roster in the country. So the fact that they're even in these conversations as a 3 seed or 4 seed, I think does speak a lot to Grant McCaslin's upside. I still am terrified of playing them in March. A draw with Texas Tech in like my region would be terrifying if JT Toppin is healthy, because I feel like they just get the most out of that group almost every night.
And they do have a distinct style of play too, right? Like it would be a tough turnaround for a scout.
Mm-hmm.
I think like a 6-day or a 6-game kind of spread.
Isaac, as you look at obviously what happened to Texas Tech last night, they were one of, I believe, 6 ranked teams to lose to an unranked team just last night. Seems like in the last couple weeks we've started to see, whether it's Arizona losing a couple games, we started to see some of the very top teams start to even out a little bit. Is this just, hey, getting to the end of the season, things are wearing down? Is this a microcosm of how thin the margins are between some of these contenders in college basketball? What do you attribute this to?
Ebbs and flows of conference play for sure. You know, I think I look at Wisconsin specifically, just the way that they're rolling. It feels like it's so Big Ten to be like, yeah, we're playing really well at a high level. Now we're going on the road to Ohio State, who doesn't have Junie Mobley, and we lose by 18. Like that's just kind of, that feels like life in the Big Ten that I've seen. But I do think the overall point is fair. I think we're on the verge of an NCAA tournament that's really top heavy with a bunch of really different and unique teams in that 3 to 4 seed line range. And I think we're going to see a round of 64 that's really chalky and a round of 32 that's absolute tizzy, because it feels like there's going to be a lot of these like really capable teams in the middle that are totally fine. Like that 3-6 range, like a 3 seed beating a 6 seed. Like, yeah, maybe it feels like, you know, the 3 seed should be the favorite, but honestly, the talent wise between the 3 and the 6 isn't that crazy. I think the margins are really slim in that round of 32, and it's going to set up for some really banger games, because you're right. Like there's not like this huge separation season. I don't think of, you know, the top or the you know, the top third of the country and, you know, kind of the rest of the middle of the pack of that top 25.
Yeah, that's interesting too, because I'm thinking of like the Tennessees, the North Carolinas, the St. Louis.
The 5 through 7 seeds projected right now,
like
are
those would be tough
nightmares.
5, 6, 7.
You've got either like, so for example, 5, 6, and 7, you've got projected like an Arkansas. So Acuff can go out and beat anybody on any night, right? You've got BYU as a projected 6. They've got DeBonta. Obviously, North Carolina can go out and beat anybody. Tennessee, you've got St. Louis, who I think is really good. You got Kentucky, Wisconsin, Villanova.
Yeah,
like none of those teams are fun to play.
None. And that's like the beauty, I think, this year is just like the electric guard play that you're kind of talking about. It's like, I was doing this exercise the other day and like kind of looking at it. It's like, all right, if I'm a 1 seed, great. I'm in the 8-9 game. I have Bennett Sturts in the round of 32. That's really fun. And then in the Sweet 16, it's like, okay, I could probably have to end up playing like a Jeremy Fears or a Tyler Tanner or Darius Acuff. You go down the list, it's like great guard after great guard after great guard. And that's like the fun part about, I think, this NCAA tournament is coming up, is like the talent level, I think, is as high as it's been in a while, especially at the guard position. I mean, if we're counting, like I was looking at the midseason watch list for the Cousy Award, it's like, man, there's so many good point guards that aren't on this list. It's like that kind of tells you the type of caliber of teams. And yeah, you're right. Like in that middle of the pack, it's just like, you know, Wisconsin, really dangerous, could beat anybody. You know, St. Louis has been a terrific team all year long. Louisville, Mikel Brown Jr. is playing at an extremely high level that really kind of changes the complexion of that group. You know, Alabama has LeBaron Fillon, Aiden Holloway. Like it's tough. It's going to be really tough. I'm excited for it. I still think the teams at the top are awesome, but that separation between 2 and 6 seeds or even 7 seeds feels really slim.
My favorite part here is living in Omaha, Nebraska, watching Creighton play on a night in, night out basis, then looking around the country, seeing amazing point guard play everywhere except here. I'm just having a great time with it, Isaac. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. You know, I think it's Here's the thing: the ebbs and flows of college basketball roster building is there. You just can't have elite point guard play every single year. You can't. Is there another? Can we find like another Nemhard? Is there another Nemhard that we can spawn to bring back to Creighton?
He even got it out of. He's got it the last 2 years on a kind of more of a converted point guard.
Like
play 37,
like
30
Ashworth was kind of a weird point guard fit, but he was a good fit. Yeah, like I mean, if we could go. If we could do this, if we're doing this whole eligibility thing, like I'd go get that last year Marcus Zagorowski. I'd be cool with that, but that's fine.
So I want to ask you about a guard because he flies under the radar. I talk about him all the time because this team is a team I'm worried. They've got Iowa, Oregon, Washington, Maryland, and Purdue. They're at Oregon, at Washington. Those are winnable, and they're at Purdue in the finale. They have a great guard, and no one talks about him. His name's Nick Boyd. They ran into a buzzsaw last night against Ohio State, but that's a team as a Nebraska fan that I'm like, I feel like I need to adjust my rear view mirror with the pending schedule. What's been, no pun intended with the guard play, but what's been the difference with guard the last year and a half of offense? We chalked it up last year to Tonjes and just letting him go ham, but this is a better offensive team than they've been. What are you seeing?
I think it's just a pivot of what we're going to prioritize. And Wisconsin has decided that like scoring in transition is for us now. And they have really pushed the pace in the open floor. They're trying to create some of those threes and early clock possessions, transition threes. I think the median average on transition threes is like 36, 37% from three. So it's like generating those shots in the open floor is so important. And they really modernized their offensive scheme. I think in the preseason, I did this exercise like predicting the top 10 offenses, and I had Wisconsin 10th. I thought there was a chance that this group could be a really dynamic offense because Boyd is so terrific. John Blackwell's awesome. And they just have a horde of shooting, right? Like their front court is, kind of up there maybe with like an Illinois is like one of the best shooting front courts in college basketball, especially when Austin Rapp can get it going. Nolan Winter can obviously hit some threes. And so it was frustrating at times earlier watching this Wisconsin group because like they were in the 60s in offense and they're better than that. And so I think now they're starting to show it come together a little bit. And, when you have two guards like Boyd and Blackwell that can constantly get 2 feet into the paint and they're able to draw rim protectors away with these bigs that can space the floor, that's a very, very dangerous combination. I think Wisconsin is a terrifying team. Again, like I said, if they're on the 9 line and they're playing them as a 1 seed in that round of 32 on a short prep, that's a really, really tough matchup because they've shown that they can play up with just about anybody.
What, in your mind, I know we're very far out from this here, but I guess not that far out anymore. Of the teams that you think can win national championships, who has, I assume they all have flaws in some way, just having watched them in your mind, but who has the biggest flaw of a team you think can win a national championship, and who has the flaw that you are least worried about?
Like the variance?
Yeah.
So I look at Arizona, and I just wonder if their half-court offense is good enough to win this thing. That's a group that if you can keep them out of transition and kind of force them to play in the mud in the half court, that's something that I think can be a little bit of a concern, especially if they, let's look ahead to maybe a matchup against Michigan. I think Michigan isn't going to be intimidated by like that front line that Arizona has. And like, does Arizona have just enough shot making to win 6 in a row? That's maybe, a big concern with them. I think another team that I look at with some concerns is Duke, because like, is this the most talented Duke team that we've ever seen? Like, I don't think so. It's like, I wouldn't expect
trying to figure out who their legit number 2 scorer is.
I think it's Isaiah Evans, but like, I just look at this group and I'm like, does your point guard play really like scare you? Like when push comes to shove, can Caleb Foster and Caden Boozer outplay all of these awesome point guards that we've talked about? Like, can they do that? Like, that's a thing that I'm really concerned about. It's lame. It's kind of a layup, but like, I just don't know if Michigan's flaws are big enough to really hurt them. Like, I think everybody talks about like, oh, the threes and the turnovers with them, but like Elliot Cadeau, they don't need him anymore. Like when he's
they
bad,
got good Cadeau last night, and if they do, you can forget it. I'm a Carolina honk. Like, you get good Cadeau, it's a wrap.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, is like when he plays bad, like they don't have to play him 30 minutes. LJ Kaysen comes off the bench and can really impact the game in a positive way. And so it's like they have built up all of this depth and size and just power. I was looking at this stat. Michigan holds teams to like 42% effective field goal percentage in the second half this year. And I think it does make sense when you start to think it through, because it's like they have 9 deep. They're so big. They're so physical. They just wear teams out. You guys know, like you saw in that Nebraska game, what did Nebraska go 3.5 minutes without a bucket to close that game? It's just hard to beat Michigan and find consistently good shots against this group over a 40-minute span.
Quietly, I think he does a really good job of, and they struggled a little bit last night with Xavier, and I get it. They're 2-4 in quad ones. But Villanova is another one of those tricky matchups, and they have a good backcourt, an experienced backcourt.
Brennan's tough, man.
Oh yeah,
Brennan's tough,
and they have post presence. Is Villanova fall in that discussion? Can they help legitimize kind of a UConn St. John's-y Big East? Do you like Nova?
I like them because I feel like I can trust like 4 or 5 of their guards. Like Caden Lewis is a really dynamic freshman. Tyler Perkins, I think, is one of the most underrated guards in college basketball this year. Like, he passes, he dribbles, he shoots. He's a great rebounder for being 6'3", 6'4". He's tough. He plays off 2 feet. He kind of plays like an old Villanova type of guard. Bryce Lindsey has been up and down this year, but he still feels like one of those guys that, like, if you catch him on the right nights, he can win you a game with 5 threes. Devin Askew's been, helpful. So yeah, like, it's a group that I don't think they blow you away from a talent perspective, but they're clearly the 3rd best team in the Big East. I think that they're frisky. I think that they're well-schooled defensively. They don't make a ton of mistakes. Brennan's, like you said, is an awesome on the glass. And I think last night he had 6 assists too. So he's kind of showing a little bit more of his all-around game.
The way that this goes under the radar, I only know because I watched like 4 of their games in the last week on replay. The way that he controls
Brennan.
Yeah, the way that he controls the offense from the top of the key, whether it's on the dribble handoffs or the screen and rolls or the
patient too.
Yes, he makes such good decisions up there. And like you said, he got 6 assists. It doesn't always manifest itself that way, but like his ability to kind of like run that offense from the center spot that allows those guards you talked about to eat, like it's kind of phenomenal to watch if you just kind of like lock in on it.
And they have 4 shooters on the floor basically at all times. So the floor is spaced pretty well. I think Kevin Willard, kind of an interesting guy. You kind of look at him and be like, oh, he feels kind of like old school Grizzly, kind of want to win games.
Ravi's favorite.
I will say he's evolved. Like, what he's doing at Villanova is so much better than anything he did with better talent at Seton Hall. Like, I'm stunned, honestly. Like, he never, like, if he coached like this at Seton Hall, they would have made a Final Four. Like, they had like some of those teams were super talented, and I was never a fan of how he did. But like, I'm actually super impressed with what he's done this year.
I think he's navigated and improved a little bit. He's really kind of gone all in on certain analytics. I think he's kind of open-minded more to that than his initial things. And now you got me thinking about some of those old Seton Hall teams. My God, did they have great guard play. And like big, enormous wings too. Like Roden was just like a monster on the wing.
Dude, they had good bigs too. Like
he spent years just trashing the guy.
For as talented as they were, to never be better than they were is a crime. Like, I could not ever understand it. That dude brought in like dude after dude after dude to Seton Hall, and it was just like, I guess we're cool just getting bounced in the round of 32.
We talk about all these freshmen. You're gonna know this because I talk about them in our group chat. And so I'm gonna ask you 2 questions because they're gonna fall in that discussion of the tricky matchups for a 3 potentially. First of all, is Tennessee good?
No, but they are tough, and that's like the weird thing with them. Like Nate Ament is a lot better now.
I talk about him all the time. I think he flies under the radar in this freshman class, kind of like Anthony. It's more of his frame and kind of shot selection, and those other guys are really, really good. But Ament he could be nice.
Yeah, I think we do a bad job in the media sometimes of like understanding mid-season improvement. And so like you see him early in non-conference play and you're like, oh, wow, he's really struggling. And I said the same thing about Nate Ament, but he's just slowly but surely gotten better and better and better. And he plays with real force. And so I think the preseason visions of Tennessee have started to come to life a bit, where it's like when they got 2 dudes like that with Jacoby Gillespie, who anybody in Big Ten country really respects Jacoby Gillespie, and Ament, they have a chance. They also have defensive ends in the front court as well, too, which certainly does help. Sometimes with Tennessee, I just feel like they're a guard away. They feel like just one extra guard away. Bishop Boswell is a terrific defensive player who's really impacting winning at a high level with his effort on the glass, but they feel like one extra shot maker away from truly reaching that top tier. I think they're a second weekend team. I would be surprised if Tennessee makes the Final Four, but if they do, Ament and Gillespie probably carried a heavy role to get them there.
Is Arkansas good?
Arkansas is mercurial. I think you can catch them in a 40-minute game, and they will be, you could convince yourself they're the best team in the country. I think that the thing that holds me back with that group is just the bigs. Nick Pringle inside can be a bit of a foul machine. Malik Ewan, I feel like sometimes Arkansas is way better offensively when he's on the floor, but way worse defensively when he's on the floor. So they haven't been able to kind of tie their rotations together perfectly. But Darius Acuff, Malik Thomas, that duo for freshmen, they don't play like freshmen. They're very mature. They don't turn the basketball over. I think Acuff is just a total warrior, and he's really just impressed me so far this year with his ability to make plays under pressure for himself or others. I think
his frame.
He's big, dude. He's so big and jacked, and I feel like even seniors just bounce off of him. He's got little touch, little floater, kind of mixes power and finesse at a very high level. He's just so good offensively, even with some of the concerns about, his projection or whatever. I feel like I can trust him to make winning plays. Arkansas to me feels like a team that I'm not going to get right in the bracket. I'm either going to pick them too far or not far enough. That's how I feel with them.
No, I think that's fair.
That's why I asked, I need there's these middle of the pack teams, Isaac. I got another one for you. And I know they just hammered Carolina, and I'm an ACC honk without Caleb Wilson, and they were missing a few starters, but NC State worries me a little bit because I know they're capable. Again, not great again in quad ones. I think they're 4 and 6, but they got some juice, man. And they're these the Virginias, the Louisvilles, the NC State, the Miamis. Those teams are weird for me, but I want to start with NC State.
NC State is just a jump shooting team. I think that's the thing you notice about them. They take a lot of jumpers. When their threes go in, they're really good. When they don't go in, it can be a little bit iffy. Kadir Copeland has been one of the most improved players that I've seen. Just kind of worked his way into being a decent shooter, 6'6" type of lead point guard role. So they can do some creative things with Kadir Copeland and Darian Williams and that pick and roll. They can kind of put tough defenders into that matchup. They can mismatch hunt. They play like that. Their rebounding is iffy. Their defense is iffy. And that amount of jumpers that's in their portfolio, it's like jump shot roulette. That's a scary way to live. I think NC State is, again, capable of winning a game or two. I just don't know if they can win 3 or 4.
Do I even ask you about Louisville? Because I feel like you're just saying it would almost be insert same adjectives, just different names.
I do, but there's part of me that looks at Louisville and I'm like, they're just Mikal Brown Jr., the level of improvement with him lately, he's just different.
He must have been in the lab when he was hurt because he looks like a different player since coming back.
He is electric, and he makes some tough shots look ridiculously easy. I think him versus Keaton Wagler at number 5 in a draft or number 6 in a draft would be a heck of a conversation because Brown is different. And you're right about the Louisville NC State comps. Again, very similar, a lot of jump shots on that portfolio. I don't think Louisville's big enough, especially at the 4. It feels like Javon Hadley's a nice player, but he's like a 6'6" power forward. That feels like a tough matchup if they're going up against some of the double big lineups that they could run into in the NCAA tournament. But Mikal Brown Jr. and Ryan Conwell, when those guys are rolling from downtown, then you toss in McNeely, they'd be really, really good. I feel like they're one front court piece away and maybe have one too many guards. I wish they could have traded Adrian Woolley, who's their 4th guard, for a big stringy forward that can guard multiple positions.
Do you like the middle of the SEC or the middle of the ACC?
I like the middle of the ACC. I think the middle of the ACC is really talented teams. I think Virginia, big team. They have great positional size. They have 8 or 9 guys that can really score, a lot of shooting. I think Virginia is one of those teams that if they could get the right draw, I could see them in the Elite 8. They're just so big.
I think they're better than Vandy.
I agree.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Isaac-
like
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I just think it's boring analysis, but I think Virginia has like 9 good players, and that usually helps to find ways to win games.
Isaac, so you compared a couple of these guys directly. We've talked about almost all of them, so I'm going to give you a list. You tell me who you're taking for 6 games in March, not for draft, not for anything else, okay? Wagler, Fleming, Burries, Brown, or Acuff?
Fleming's. I think he's wired differently. I just think he's wired differently. He is so competitive. So competitive, so tough, gets wherever he wants on the floor. I've compared him to like an NFL running back with his jump cuts. He just explodes past people. And the shooting has been a concern. He didn't make a 3 for like a 5-game stretch, but like he still just gets into the paint at will over and over again. I think if I have to pick one, it would be him. But man, that's a tough conversation because all 5 of those guys are impacting winning at a really high level.
How are you capping Wagler? I'm notoriously tough on him because
hater.
I'm just not in love. Again, I would take Burries.
I know.
I worry getting his shots off as an off guard at the next level. He's not an elite level ball handler to be a primary. Like, is it the elite level shooting? He's got great basketball IQ. What would concern you about Wagler?
The concern is just the athleticism. I think there's like a standard of athleticism that you kind of need to play in the NBA, and I'm not sure that Keaton gets there, right? Like he doesn't have a dunk at 6'6". But I do think the thing that like I do like about him is just like the feel. When you just that bet on high feel and high shooting type of prospects is interesting, and I think his ability to just take the singles for Illinois has impressed me a lot this year. If the guy's open, he finds him. If it's my turn to play one-on-one and it's a big, I'm just going to take my open 3. If I need to get to my spin move and get downhill, I think he's sneaky stronger than he's shown. He just doesn't have that vertical bounce yet as his body type kind of matures. But he just takes the singles. He doesn't make mistakes, and he has got an absolute strap from downtown. Like his jumper is one of the cleanest shots that I think I've seen so far this year. I'm honestly surprised every time he misses a jumper because it looks so good coming out of his hand.
Isaac, what's a pro comp? I'm trying to think of somebody that is like how you've described, and it's not a big set of players with that kind of game.
Yeah, I think the 2 I think of are Tyrese Halliburton and Derek White. Those are the 2 that
I get the athleticism from Halliburton because I always talk about he's not a great athlete.
No, I'll take either of those. Yeah, I'm good.
That's a good Halliburton's a good one.
Yeah, I just think that big shooter who makes good plays.
We fought about Halliburton forever.
I mean, I wanted Halliburton when the Warriors were in that draft, so I'm just like I've been a Halliburton guy. But I do. Do you think Wagler's handle can get to the point where he can replicate what Halliburton does?
I think it will because I didn't expect him to get this much better like that he was like at 17 to 18. He's just improved so much in a year that I think that rapid steps of improvement from 18 to 19 to 20 is a good bet. And his spin move is tight. Like his handle on his spin move is interesting. I think that's it's a move that usually is a high turnover move, but his handle on that spin move is pretty good. Like he can go left, he can go right. He sees the defender, he finds the open jumper. If he's not there, he can hit the little floater, the little runner. He's tough. He's really tough. And I think that his feel is something that like you just can't replicate. And he certainly has it.
So this is random, but I just like the fact that you have depth. So not relative to where they were drafted, because one guy was drafted considerably higher than the other. Who did you see? Whose offensive NBA game did you not see coming more? Austin Reeves or Colin Knippel?
Oh boy, I think Knippel is actually probably the one I thought because like I didn't see him make a bunch of off the dribble jumpers. Last year at Duke, it's like he didn't want to have that in his game. It just wasn't a part of his game. And this year, I just think that like he's added it to his game almost so seamlessly. The ability to come off pin down. Level. Yeah, he's also just like so strong. Like, and I think that's one thing about him that I really respect: his ability to play off 2 feet, play through contact. His base is so good. Again, he's like another one of those guys where it feels like every time he shoots a shot, I feel like it's going in because of how pretty it looks. Reeves is a little bit different. Like I don't know, maybe I just caught him at the right time at Oklahoma, but like that dude was nasty at Oklahoma. And so it was like, that was one of those guys that I just felt like when you see what he's doing now, like, yeah, obviously you're impressed, but like at the same time, it's like, you remember some of the college tape. You're like, man, that dude could absolutely ball.
Interesting.
Man, Isaac, if I ask you to give me a number of how many teams could win a national championship, sometimes I like to go down a list with our national guys, but what number sounds right to you of teams that can win a national championship?
I'm at 8. I was thinking about this today. Michigan, Duke, Arizona, Houston, Illinois. That's your 5. I think Florida is in there now, 6. Iowa State is 7. And then UConn for me at 8. Those would be the 8. I feel like I can pick nits and just about almost everybody else. Maybe a Kansas could get in there. Maybe a Texas Tech if JT Toppin is healthy. But I feel pretty good about those 8.
Why not Gonzaga?
The point guard play is something that I just am a little hesitant on right now. Mario Saint-Superi has been kind of the guy that they've given the reins to. He's a freshman overseas. Sometimes his decision-making can come and go. They're very, very good defensively this year, way better than previous.
They can switch. They can do everything 1 through 5. Like, it's a really good defensive team for few.
Really good. And the personnel makes sense too. Emmanuel Innocente is super long and athletic. Tyon Grant Foster is just like a freak show athlete. Jalen Worley has been a really good defender. So I like that about them. I think Graham Ike is a second team All-American, maybe first team. He has added so much to his game too. I just, that guard play feels a little bit like a step down. Maybe not to bring back the Nemhards, but maybe it's just like because Ryan Nemhard's not on the roster anymore, and it felt like he was just so good at creating great shots for them. This year, it feels like their point guard play could be the separator in a year where there's just, again, like we talked about earlier, 15, 16, 17 A-plus guards that they could go up against.
And this started with Kansas, and I'll get you out on this with Arizona, because you talked about their half-court offense. And Pete was so fantastic the first half of the season, knowing where the doubles were coming from, passing out of the doubles. I get it. It's kind of a below-the-rim guy. Does Pete look like a guy for you? Number one, is he the key? But he looks like a guy that's kind of hit the wall. Like, in the half-court, teams have locked into how they use the two together with Kribotz. Like, accurate or no?
Yeah, they're really loading up on him. And that's something I think people have noticed and been able to shrink the floor a little bit on him as well, because they don't have a ton of shooters that you really respect in the half court. I think Koa is a hard NBA projection for me as well. I don't think he's a lottery pick. There's too many like issues that, then you add in the non-shooting, you add in like just not amazing size. Like those are maybe the biggest concerns that I have for him as a potential NBA guy. I think he's going to be a good college player. Right now, he's kind of dealing with a little bit of a leg injury, I believe. So that's going to hold him out for the next 7 to 10 days, and he'll get reevaluated with that. So maybe that's been something that's hampering him as well. But I think teams are just loading up on his drives a little bit better, not giving him easy passing lane windows, and it's making his life a little bit tougher. But he's a great kid. That's what everybody says, and he's an insanely hard worker. So I do think that he's going to keep getting better and find ways to break through. I just think some of his offensive limitations are kind of showcased right now.
That is Isaac Trotter from 24/7 Sports and CBS Sports. Isaac, great stuff as always.
Fantastic, man.
We'll talk again soon.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, T.
That is Isaac Trotter from 24/7 and CBS Sports. Good stuff there.
And he got my Florida honking.
I know you love
like
Florida. What are you standing up for? Where are you going?
Huh?
I guess we're taking a break. DB's standing up.
Couldn't get you to say one good thing about Florida.
I haven't been hating on Florida. I'm not as high on them as you are, but
hey, Flan's getting it going.
It's fine. It's all good.
I'm not going to cheer for him because I think deep down they kind of tug at Kyle's heartstrings too, and I want to have something to argue with him about.
Well, I also need him. I need him to cut the cord. All right, cut the umbilical cord. We're not there anymore. All right.
Well, he just got here.
Doesn't matter. It's all Nebraska or nothing. Let's go.
Well, you're tough.
Yeah. Cut the cord, baby. Let's go. It's time.
Well, I'll turn him loose on you. Casey's nuts.
Yeah, because I'm totally sane.
Good point.
Let's take a quick break here. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live. We'll be right back.
Well, the message really is that none of us sitting in the locker room believe that we have maxed out what we're capable of, and we just feel that frustration that comes from not playing your best basketball yet. But it's also, while that's disappointing and frustrating at times, it's also kind of encouraging because we know that if we can put everything together and press on the gas here down the stretch, that we have better basketball in front of us. We have the capabilities of beating everybody that remains on our schedule. We have the capabilities of going to make a run in a tournament, but it's going to include every single player on our roster finding a way to kind of just dig deep and find themselves, find their confidence, be able to work together and be able to play the way that we have in certain stretches for 4 quarters of a ball game.
It's really, today it's one that it's really hard to debrief. It's just, we were off, and we always talk about improvements, and we were just not the cleanest in general last 3 days, 3-4 days. So I don't think I have a great pulse. It's just, it was one of the days where wheels fall off, and we try, and we try to find ways, and we just got to continue learning from that and find the rhythm back. And I'm absolutely positive that we didn't lose the rhythm, we didn't lose the mojo. It was just one of the days that you write down lost in 3 and you watch a little video and like, yeah, screw that, and we got to move on, and that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to, for sure. We're going to chat about it, we're going to sit about it, staff, team, leadership council. How can we make sure we are emotionally in the right place, ready to compete for the second half of the season? We're positioned great to attack top 4.
That's always, that's such an emotional game for him, with the chants going on during the warm-ups and everything, and you just got to do everything you can to block it out. And, obviously he was the guy that they really keyed on out there and got up underneath him. He's an all-league player. He's having an unbelievable season for us. And, kid's got an incredible future. He's one of the greatest kids I've ever coached. He's just all about the right things, never has any distractions. He's a 4.0 student. He just does everything right. So, I'm proud of him for how he handled everything in a tough environment, in a tough game to have to come back and play. And, listen, we can't hang our heads. We can't sulk after this one. We got to find a way to regroup and bounce back. We got a big one coming up on Saturday.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. Don't forget, call our friends over at Next Gen Male Medical, 402-614-9700. I'll be over there later this week to pick up my next shipment of stuff.
I'm out too on a couple things.
I know, you got to call them up. Tell them what to do. Or tell them what you need.
I usually rock with JPB. We are at a crossroads here.
Give them a call, 402-614-9700. What's the crossroads here?
Grant Hill.
You're not a big Grant Hill guy?
No. I'm not. I just am not.
Yeah.
But I do love the exercise because he has two of the most unstoppable people on the planet on that list.
Okay, so what's his list? I missed it.
So this is good. He said this is an 82-0 NBA team. Can't take LeBron or MJ.
Okay.
Every player is healthy and at their peak potential. No players prior to 80.
Okay.
So
I don't get like Wilt or anybody. Yeah.
Fudge, and I don't think I get Magic because he's 79. Well,
the majority of his career was after 80. I think that counts. I mean, you know where I'm starting.
So
you know where I'm starting.
Well, he's got Hakeem.
Hakeem's a great call. I love Hakeem.
Remember,
I
we
love
had a whole 15-minute diatribe on how he's underappreciated.
He's so good
historically.
He is one of the.
He was unguardable
and the best defensive player in the league. Like, don't forget that part. I believe he leads. He's top 5 all time in steals and blocks. He's number 1 in blocks.
So I'm swapping out Grant Hill
as a small forward.
Yep, and give me Tracy McGrady.
Ooh,
peak McGrady
was a bucket, absolute bucket.
Oh, he had 7 years of giving the league the business.
So he goes Penny.
I'm not a huge Penny guy.
I'm out on Penny. Grant Hill, no.
I am a KD guy though.
KD's fine.
Hey, did you see the investigation with the burner accounts?
Yeah, dude, KD's wild.
Is he weird?
I'm just saying.
Is he doing this again?
If you want to go 82-0 with Kevin Durant, you better put Steph Curry on his team because that's the only way he's going to win a damn thing.
This dude hates KD.
I don't hate KD. It's just
yes, you do.
He's just not a winner.
Yes, you do.
He's not a winner.
You get mad every time he comes up.
He's not a winner. He's just not. He is one of those dudes. I've seen these guys my whole life. He's the best possible version of it, but he's the, oh, man, I just want to hoop guy. Oh, man, I just want to hoop. Doesn't care if win, lose, draw, whatever. He goes up, he pulls up to 24-hour Fitness or Genesis or Lifetime or whatever, and he's wearing pajama pants.
Oh, that's my man, Jamal Crawford.
He's wearing pajama pants, and he's got the bottoms tucked into his socks, and he rolls up in his slides, throws his shoes on last minute. He's wearing a hoodie. He's got the hood up the whole time. You know exactly who I'm talking about. And he's like, oh, man, I just want to hoop, man. And he goes and he gets everybody for 40, and he goes 0-6 the entire time he's there. Like that he's not a winner.
Why are you yelling?
Because this is why the Hall of Fames matter. Because people are going to look at Kevin Durant and think he was better than he was. One of the purest scorers of all time. I will never take that away from him.
Oh, I do. That's right. He took Bird. But Bird's one of my favorites. That's Micah's guy.
Dude, Bird is Bird was the first guy I thought of after Steph. I thought Steph and Bird, and then I'll take my chances with everything else.
Hey, Shane, let's
KG. I want to go KG.
Kevin Garnett?
Yeah.
I love KG, but I'm probably not taking him. But I love him.
Can I take Bird at the 4? Or you want
to play him how you want.
All right, so I'm probably going.
You're a small ball guy anyway.
Can I take guys that he took or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm debating. I do love Hakeem.
Me too.
I love Hakeem.
Me too.
Hard not to take Shaq. Prime Shaq is almost unguardable. So real hard.
I don't want to play that way.
I don't either, but it's real.
I don't want to play that.
So you know who
But I get. I'm not mad at
real hard not to take Shaq. But the guy I thought was Duncan. Duncan could do anything against anybody on both ends of the floor.
I get it.
So my thought right now is Duncan, Bird, Steph at the 1, and then I'm trying to figure out my other 2.
I'm not going to stand here for this Tracy McGrady disrespect.
I'm not he's great.
If we're playing with all-stars because he's aged. You talk about a guy that I couldn't stand while he was playing that I love now.
Mm-hmm.
That's Iverson.
Yeah, I don't want to play that way either, though.
I think he might be different with better players. Dude, he was playing with.
I get it. Eric Snow, I get it. Like Aaron McKee,
Yeah.
I get it. McCullough, big time McCullough guy. I get it. I do. I think that's how I'm going out on a limb here.
Oh my God, Glenn, I love you. He just said my favorite player of all time.
He said you can't. Oh, he said, you can use Kobe. Okay. I can't. First of all, you can't put Chris Paul and Curry on the same team. That's not going to work,
dude.
I'm
for
also
sure taking Kobe.
You want to take guys
Kobe would give Grant Hill that work.
Yeah, I'll take Kobe on mine for sure. I'll take prime Kobe. So I got Duncan, Bird, Kobe.
Did they just do a highlight package on Grant Hill yesterday? Or was during one of the broadcasts? I just watched a sequence of Grant Hill, and so I am going to be honest here.
Mm-hmm.
The highlights were unbelievable.
Oh, they're great, yeah.
I was like, that's not the Grant Hill I remember. That guy couldn't shoot.
Yeah, they probably got every
Dude,
jumper he made.
Oh, no. Anyway, he was like the best 14 a night player Duke ever had. But I'm not holding that against him.
I'm trying to find my other wing right now.
College is tough. Shane, I don't know. I'd like to do NFL/draft tomorrow for the 8 o'clock. I'm only telling you that out loud while it's on my mind. Because
can we get anybody? Shane, do we know anybody from Bleacher Report that does NFL?
I asked a couple people. We'll see if they get back.
Okay, can you answer my question though about Bleacher Report?
Putting him on the spot.
Yeah,
I'm just asking if we know or not. It's okay if the answer is no.
Oh, I have no idea. I'd have to type it in here. Let me just type. And you know how long it takes for me to type, so you might as well just go back to what you're talking
about. That's
because
fine.
The free agency is crazy.
So
right
the
now.
free agency is crazy. Here's the other thing. So Bleacher Report put out a list of the 99 best quarterbacks in NFL history, and I'm fascinated by this because, like, I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, you won't believe what number 99 is.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
What got KD has got like you're on another level right now. The endorphins just like
listen, I will not stand for people inflating KD. If you want KD on your team and you want to win any damn thing at all, you better put Curry with him because that's the.
Did you see how he low key bus rolled
the
Luka and Jokic?
Yeah, which I'm fine with. That was pretty
He's
funny.
Like these guys laying down at the All-Star games. You worried about if I'm going to play hard?
He's gonna play as hard as he ever does. He's just gonna be like, I'm just here to hoop, man. I'm just here to hoop. He's gonna do that lazy like crossover. It's like, and he's like, get in there, and yeah.
Part of my fascination with KD is I know he can afford to do something with his hair.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's settling for that.
Can also afford some lotion.
Knock it off. I don't love KD either, but he's a prolific scorer.
He is. He's one. So is like George Gervin. We don't talk about him like that.
Well, he's pre-80 anyway.
I'm not talking about for the team. I'm talking about in general.
You taking Dirk or KD? I mean, peak Dirk was.
I'm taking Dirk.
Talk about unguardable.
Give me Dirk.
Who's the better career three-point shooter?
Probably KD. KD's three-point shooting is really, really good, and Dirk's I think is a little overstated. I mean, he's a great shooter, but I think he was better from the mid-range than three. But I'm checking.
Okay.
Sorry, I was looking at Grant Hill stats.
No, I'm flirting. I'm flirting with Iver. I'm flirting with taking Iverson.
Dirk was 38. Is 38 for his career.
I know KD's higher than 38.
I don't think much higher.
Gotta be. Oh, but he's more volume, so
He's
maybe not.
39.
Yeah. Okay.
It's. I thought Dirk was not quite as high as 38.
No, Dirk was unreal.
Yeah.
All right, Lakers guys. So I hate them. I hated the Mavs.
Oh man, he was so fun. He's so good to watch though. Like, so good to watch.
This is totally off topic from what I want to talk about with free agency, but so this is along the Allen Iverson guys. He was sitting at this round table with guys, old heads, of the players that they used to watch, and there were a couple guys that were older than Allen Iverson. Just imagine getting Vernon Maxwell and Allen Iverson talking.
Mm-hmm.
Two guys that give zero cares. Apparently, and I knew this when we were in school, but the lore has grown even longer since he's been deceased. But apparently, nobody wanted to ever guard Drazen Petrovic.
Oh yeah,
like ever.
Yeah.
Like they would draw straws. Does he strike you as that kind of guy?
So
I mean, you didn't get to watch him like I did.
no,
but
I
I'm
mean
like,
I watched the highlights and stuff, and I've seen some whole games on like NBA Hardwood Classics and stuff.
by the way,
really
those games are great.
I love those.
They're grainy as hell, but they're good.
It's so much fun to watch. So here's my problem: is we do this with people who did not get to finish out their careers.
And you hate the decade, so that doesn't help.
Not the 80s. I don't hate the 80s.
You don't think it's overstated?
I think the 90s are way more overstated than the 80s. I think the 80s were better than people remember. I think the 90s are way overstated. The 90s was bad basketball for a lot of it. Like the top was really good, but even stylistically was not super appealing. The 90s was pretty bad basketball.
Yeah, 80s is nice.
80s was pretty good. Like I don't have a problem with the 80s basketball. What
I mean,
it
even
changed.
Kiki Vandeweghe and Alex English would give it to you.
So, I mean, don't mess with those Nuggets, man. Those are some of the highest scoring teams of all time. But what changed in the 80s was the Bad Boys Pistons. They ruined everything.
Shane, we're not going to get Ravi back.
What did he say?
I'm just going to go ahead.
Oh, no. What happened here? JPB. I'm looking at entire careers here, man. Number one, there's a reason Kevin was open all the time. You know why? Don't make me find you the cut-ups where every defense, no matter what happens, they're like, we got to find Steph. We'll deal with KD. There's a reason KD has been open. It's the only time he's been that open in his entire career.
Preach, Ravi. Preach.
Thank you.
The funniest thing is how he framed the question.
Well,
It's so condescending.
I mean, listen, we're going to have a knockdown drag out over
Bless
this
his
one.
heart.
We're going to have knockdown drag out over this one because and listen, look at the whole career, man. You think if he's what people tell me he is, why hasn't he won anywhere else?
I can't take Kyrie because I don't know if he likes winning enough.
I don't know if he likes playing enough. That you want to talk about a just hoop guy.
I asked you, remember last week? I go, hey, man, you heard from Kyrie?
No, he's probably out with KD at a noon ball run, just being like, hey, let's just hoop. Let's just hoop. There's a reason those guys wanted to play together. Like, this is the thing that drives me crazy about KD and all the love. Like, I get the prodigious ability. I do. But at some point, if you were that great, you would have won something without Steph. He didn't even make a finals outside of having 3 MVPs on his team until Steph came along.
Dang, Blaine got to play with Gervin?
Like, what are we talking about here? And I might take Pippen. A little point forward in my spot I like. A two-way point forward.
I can't stand his game.
I kind of like a two-way point forward in this spot. In my 3 spot.
Plus, I think women warped his mind. He can't think anymore. Pippen says some crazy stuff.
I'm taking prime Pippen. I'm not taking whatever Larissa or whatever her name is did to him. Also, having Michael Jordan's son date your ex-wife, like that's a mind trick right there. Like, I don't blame the man. I don't know if the twists are too tight in his hair, but he ain't thinking straight anymore.
And by the way, you know what I think part of Darren Peterson's problem is?
He doesn't like basketball that much?
He's got to stop redoing his braids on game day.
Oh, it's too tight?
Yeah, and it can give you headaches.
Oh, so it maybe doesn't have the flu. He just got his head too tight.
Well, he's constantly itching, so it you got to give those stop doing that on game day. But anyway, are you making a play for Tyreek Hill as a free agent?
Ooh, situationally yes, but it has to be the right situation. I wouldn't surprise me if the Chargers go after him with McDaniel there.
So Arizona's got to cut Kyler Murray, right?
I think so. I mean, nobody's gonna trade for him, so yeah, I think so.
$30.6 million, he'd be guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean, you're not paying him that. He's not your quarterback next year. You're not paying him. Yeah, okay. Real quick, I know we only got 5 minutes.
Who puts us on the clock?
Well, Shane just plays music. He's like, I'm done working today, so I never know what he's gonna do.
There's things we got to get to.
No, there's not. It's fine. It's not Thursday. JP's not coming. It's fine.
Well, you don't get to him until later, so.
Yeah, I know. Austin yells at me about it every week. I want you to blind rank these, all right? I know you love a blind ranking.
Okay.
Quarterbacks, available quarterbacks, and that term is a little loose, but available quarterbacks if you are a team in need. All right, you ready?
Yes.
I'm going to give you one at a time. You got to pick them 1 through 5.
Oh, poop.
That's what a blind ranking is.
Why are you so mean?
I'm sorry. The KD thing has me all worked up.
I love how he asked the question.
Man, you know better. I've talked a little ball with you on the internet. You know better.
It's freaking bats.
He said, you watched that game and you thought. I could just hear the tone. All right, I'll go.
All right.
Is 1 through 5?
Yep. Where are you putting 1 through 5?
Okay.
Malik Willis.
Oh, man.
He is the one I'm maybe most fascinated by him because there seems to be this groundswell.
I don't want you to talk me through this.
Okay. Malik Willis, where are you putting him?
Seems safe. He's young. Look good with LaFleur. Kind of like my Colin Knipple. I'm going to go.
That's one of his other K brothers, probably Colin.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go Willis 4.
4 for Malik Willis. All right. I don't know that he will end up available, but currently is Daniel Jones. Injury included here. They think he's going to be ready for 2026, but he is coming off a rough injury.
Above Malik Willis. So
Okay.
I'm going to put Daniel Jones at 3.
Okay. Mac Jones.
Oh, God, 5.
You don't believe in the Shanahan rehab school?
I'm stuck. So I'm going to be screwed here because I only have 1, 2 left.
Well, I'll throw you a bone here. I won't throw you a bone yet. Going to the draft. Like, that's your option. You draft somebody in this year's draft.
2. God, this sucks.
You'll be all happy with your first one. Kyler Murray.
Yeah, 1.
Yeah. So what's the list? Kyler Murray, draft. Daniel Jones.
Which I would switch with the draft now in hindsight.
Yep. Malik Willis.
Yep.
And then Mac Jones.
I'm happy with that. See, this is easy.
Can I say I'd probably switch all of them with the draft? Draft is 5. This year's draft is 5 for me.
I mean, I don't know if I would. No, I would take. God, Malik Willis over Mendoza. I mean,
You're not even that high on Mendoza.
I know, but I'd take Cole Payton over Malik Willis. So maybe.
Okay, so you're higher on the draft than
Cole Payton is going to be the second quarterback off the board.
That's a hot take.
He's a second-round pick.
I mean, listen, I hope you're right, but currently that is a hot take. Like, that is very against the grain from what the current consensus is. You'll put a little money on it? Either one, second round pick or second off the board, I'll let you choose. Doesn't have to be both.
Cole Payton is going no lower than the second round. Yes, I'll take that.
Okay. That. Second round pick, Cole Payton.
Yep.
$20.
Yep.
Deal. Listen, I'm not hating. I think the consensus around, and maybe we should wait till after the combine to do this, but we're in it. It's cool. Because I bet he's going to test super well.
Second round pick.
Big guy. I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I hope you're right. Second round, not second day. Second round.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No wiggle room.
Just making sure.
Hey.
We're locking it in.
Give me all the blind resumes you want.
I love blind rankings. We're going to do a lot of these.
Rankings.
They're fun. Oh, well, we'll do some blind resumes too, because those are fun.
I got that draft right.
Well, yeah, exactly. You did a good job. You put Peterson too high, but it's fine.
Who do you like more, Peterson or KD?
Same player. Nah, I think KD even averages more than 1.6 assists per game. Also, I know KD loves basketball. That's not the question isn't, does KD love basketball? Does KD love winning?
Wait, BG, you would take Mac Jones over Mendoza?
I think I'd take all 4 of those guys over the draft this year.
You could convince me.
I mean, it's a little rough out there.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for waiting until we were done to play the music, Shane. Appreciate that. We'll be back tomorrow. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.